been thinking about it daily. I'm an addict and it feels so bad, but it's good at the same time. Thinking like my favorite drug, favorite word, favorite song, favorite horn. Get a beat to my damn rhymes. I don't know if you know. When I'm with you, I be gone. Look, and you're like a bad habit that I can't shake. Another pill that I know that I shouldn't take. Steady doing when I know that we need a break. But for what? When I know that it's too late. When I know I can't have it and it's tragic, but it feels like magic. God damn, and it feels so good. I guess I'm an addict for your love and a fool for you. Cause girl, you're like my damn drug.
Hey guys, and our legend here, Tattooed Views. Got Crypto Terry here with me. What's going on, Crypto Terry?
Not much, man. Loving the do-rag. That's
yeah,
nice.
Man. Good to see it. Looks like my light's a little bright, man. Give me a second here, guys. This thing's like got me washed out. I'm that pale, apparently.
Albino. You're albino.
Yeah, there you go. So let me turn that shit down. This is my daughter's lighting, so I don't know what she's got going on. So give me a second. Let me fix this. But anyway, guys, yeah, it's Memorial Day, so happy Memorial Day to everybody. And yeah, a little bit impromptu live. I wasn't gonna go live just because of the holiday, but figure what the hell? Been drinking all day. Let's shoot the shit, right?
That's the best way to do it, man. Off the hip.
Man, why not? So there we go. So how was your day, Terry? What'd you get into today?
Dude, man, so I fixed the water faucet yesterday.
Let's see if this is any better here. Yeah, right on.
Yeah, I fixed my outside water faucet yesterday.
Okay.
Two cylinder fans yesterday.
Still fine.
Yeah, and then I today I was gonna hang my daughter's new ceiling fan, and man, it took 3 times as long as the other two combined. And then the freaking light kit wouldn't work, so now I gotta wait till tomorrow to call the company.
Well, that's how it goes, right? That's how that shit goes, right?
what my big plan today was
there we go
to install my Holley 650 double pumper on my beast.
Right on. That's on your Suburban, right? That's on your Suburban, right?
Yeah, I call it the beast because that magnet's bumper, and I didn't get a chance to get out there because man, I spent way too much time in my daughter's bedroom on her bed because you know how 15-year-olds are. Their bedrooms are clean. I'm not bouncing on her bed. I mean, I'm trying to put the screws in and then take it all apart, put it back together, take it all apart, put it back together. And I may have had a couple of those in the process. So, you know.
Right on.
A spongy bed, you know, all good.
Right on. Good stuff, brother. Good stuff. I did I was texting with Kryptonian earlier. I do believe he was at dinner with the missus. So I think he may end up joining us. So hopefully he does, but if not, we'll hold it down. You know what I mean? So
I've been awake since 2:45 this morning, man.
Right on. There you go, man.
Up my shoulder surgery, and I'm hurting from the ceiling fans before, and then I've not seen chalk in like.
So what kind of shoulder surgery did you have? Okay, I think I remember you telling me that because I've had something similar.
And so you know, doing rotator cuff surgery and have all repaired, and then doing all the ceiling fan work, dude. I mean,
yeah.
Anyways, but then I caught Chalk live last night with I don't know his name, the guy with the calf token, and
Keith. Yeah, Keith.
And I listened to talk, and I interacted. They had a few people on the thing, so I interacted. But Barry McCockiner. That dude was all over that live last night.
Yeah, he's all over a lot of stuff, isn't he?
I'm just saying. Yeah. I just enjoyed listening to them talk, and
no doubt. So what do you think about Gamma being out, man? Like that's pretty exciting. We've, I think Daniel's pretty much been live all day. I know he just went off not too long ago, and honestly, that's kind of why we weren't gonna go live today, is because Daniel was live tonight. There's just been a whole lot of stuff going on. It's a holiday, so Kryptonian and I were like, if we don't go on, it's not the end of the world. You know what I mean? So, in fact, you and I were texting right before we came on, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. My wife and one of my daughters is upstairs watching a movie. Today's my other daughter's 17th birthday. She's out doing her thing. So
downtime.
Yeah, man, I'm not doing shit. I'm just drinking a lot, and what the hell?
Someday, brother. Someday.
Yeah, let's shoot the shit and see what's going on, man. So if you guys have any topics that you want to, talk about, throw it down in the comments, or anything you guys want to talk about, or anything at all, guys, anything at all, just throw it out there. But I'm glad you're all here, and like I said, man, happy Memorial Day. So here in Maryland, here in Baltimore, Maryland, I went and got 2 dozen steamed crabs, and we got 5 pounds of steamed shrimp, and we did it up a little bit today, man. So steamed crabs and shrimp, man, we did it up, man. They were fantastic, man.
Yeah, so for lunch, my mom and my brother live next door to me.
Very cool.
My family here is my family plus my brother.
Okay.
House with me, and I smoked some hamburgers for everybody for lunch, and then we made some shrimp fajitas for dinner.
Sounds like a plan, brother.
Up today, but
that sounds good, man.
Yeah, it's all good stuff.
That sounds damn good. So you pretty much did some outside stuff. Did you do it on the grill, or?
I was smoking burgers.
Smoker. You did them in a smoker. Okay.
Yeah, and then the fajitas were inside the oven, inside the house. Yeah.
Cool. So I was never really down with the smoker. And then my brother-in-law bought me one. I think him and a bunch. So my brother-in-law worked for me at my automotive shop. He's a master mechanic, blah, blah, blah. So him and a bunch of the guys got together, and they bought me a smoker for Christmas, like maybe 2 years ago or 3 years ago, something like that.
And now?
So ever since then, I've been on point, man, with the smoker. It is fantastic. Like, I love that shit, dude.
So what you're saying is you have the smoker, and now you're buying all the meat.
Pretty much, yeah. No doubt, man. Like, I'll even, I've done that. I'll even make beef jerky and shit and take it into them. But yeah, man, it's I never really got into it again until they bought it for me. And had they not bought it for me, I probably wouldn't have bought one for myself, to be honest.
It was tough.
It's a good gift.
I was always a hot dog and hamburger guy.
Right on.
And then I got a smoker, and I grew up a little bit.
Right on. Yeah, I mean, it does now. I've always been. I'm a little bougie when it comes to my meats. I'm a steak guy. My wife loves steak, and I'm primarily a filet mignon guy, and that is what it is, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't mind a good ribeye or a New York strip or something, but at the end of the day, I love some filet mignon. That's my go-to.
Not too long ago, I bought a quarter of a cow, aged.
That's the way to do it, man. From the butcher,
40 days before they cut it, dude.
That's the way to do it, man.
Get the aged beef hanging right there. And this place I go to, they make you freaking wrap it and label it as they cut it.
Very cool.
Well, they wrap it, but then they make you label it. So you walk out with like a quarter of a cow's like freaking 2 shopping carts. It's a lot of meat.
That's a lot, yeah. So I'm assuming you just kind of freeze all that shit.
I got deep freezer, yeah.
And
this place is cool because, like, I said, what if we lose a power outage? They said, call me, I'll meet you, use my walk-in.
He'll meet you.
Yes, meet me and meet my meat.
Sorry, guys,
So Barry's gonna enjoy that, I'm sure.
What's up, Barry?
He's already commented.
Horny for food. That sounds about right.
He was trying to get those guys to do like NFT for
there you go.
slaughtering cows last night, whatever it was. But
I could see that. I mean, let's just say you buy an NFT which represents parts of the cow, you know what I mean? Or here's one that represents a quarter, like you said, man, a quarter cow or whatever.
That's a 7 cubic foot freezer full of meat. That's a lot of meat.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt.
I can see it. Yeah. But and then he's like, oh, dang it. I don't know everybody's names, but the guy who runs cows, like, well, some folks are like vegetarians.
It's Keith. Yeah.
So we don't want to offend anybody. And I've really never watched a cow video before. I was like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, but if I'm not mistaken, I think there was a and I want to say it was Ted Nugent. It was Ted Nugent that I watched, and I thought he was on somebody's podcast, and he was talking about how tofu farmers basically kill more than regular farmers because they have to kill every single animal that is going to go at those beans, right? Yeah. So they're killing every mole, vole, squirrel, chipmunk, snake, like any and every animal that gets into that bean pasture, right?
Yeah.
So it was definitely Ted Nugent, and he was talking about that, and he said, you know, I get what you're saying as far as killing animals for meat and blah blah blah, but if you eat tofu, that's just one of those things that they're killing more at the end of the day. They're killing more animals to protect those beans and shit. Yeah. Right.
When I was I mean, I respect people's beliefs, but when I was a child in South Dakota, my aunt lived on a farm, my mom's sister, and next door was a mink farm. Hey, Chris.
What's up, guys?
Next door is a mink farm. The next farm over.
Okay.
And this is like late 70s. Because I moved to Texas in 1980, so must like late 70s before I came here.
I was 3 years old in 1980.
Third, fourth grade, maybe. And some activists way back then came into this mink farm.
Wow.
And let all the minks loose. Well, all the minks had no idea what to do, so they ran across the road as all the semis came by and
So what they did is they just killed them all prematurely, unfortunately. Yeah. And that's you know, man, I get the activism and I get all that stuff nowadays, but it just seems like everybody has a cause and people are getting more crazy, man.
Yeah. I do have a weird question for Chris, because I asked some of my friends today, and I come from a military family. My dad, my uncle, my mom, my dad, all my brothers, myself.
I remember you telling us.
Go all the way back to way back. I mean, way back in our history. But how come they don't fly the flags half mast today?
But it's half staff.
Half staff. Sorry.
Yeah, that. You're fine. I mean, a lot of people get that confused. They do until noon.
Okay. So
what is the purpose of noon, Chris? If you wouldn't mind.
I don't think it Veterans Day is a little different because it's the 11th hour of the 11th minute, 11th month, that type thing. But it's halfway through the duty day will be 12 o'clock. So I don't think that there's, and people could correct me on that, but I do know the flags are on Memorial Day till noon, and then they're raised up.
Because when I get out there, you see a whole bunch of flags planted everywhere, and they're all the miniature ones, and they're full, you know. And then we went out shopping for stuff for the pool today and other things, but all the big stores that had the flags were all the way up. So,
well, some of those are inconceivable for them to go out and to lower that sucker down. I mean, those flags, you see them flying, and you're like, "That's a pretty big
flag." A semi. Yeah, the biggest semi.
Yeah, it's pretty damn heavy, and I don't see how that is feasible for them, but. At the same time, you know, it's a show of respect. You know, you put it at half staff and till noon, and that's the way it usually goes. But
I do know that the only truck on the military installation post is the ball on top, though. I know that.
There you go.
Right on. We got a super chat from Barry McCockiner. And let's have a separate Property Flex NFT project for an island in a crypto-friendly area. We can call it Barryland. I like it. I like it a lot, Barry. And honestly, guys, we've already applied. We've taken the steps to apply for our incorporation in Cayman Islands. So it's a crypto-friendly territory, kind of what Barry's talking about. Not quite what Barry's talking about, but we are incorporating in a crypto-friendly country. So Cayman Islands, and not only crypto-friendly, but tax-friendly as well. Which is important.
I think the problem with Barryland, it'd be like a cross between Larry Flint and Vivid or Pornhub.
So it might not, probably, if you get Barry involved, right? Right. If I'm not mistaken, in Dubai, didn't they try to do like a crypto island or something like that? And isn't it kind of underwater now or something like that? Do you guys know about
Satoshi
that? Or?
Island?
Satoshi Island, yeah. Isn't that in Dubai? And isn't it it started out real hyped up, and it started out on fire, and now it's kind of fallen flat on its face, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't really kept up with
I
it.
have not either. I
don't know. We've had so much world over here going on.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. So, but Barry, I mean, it's something. I mean, it's something we can talk about, brother. I mean, it's we're definitely going to do. Right? Yeah, we're definitely going to do an investment development side of things. So it's definitely something that we can discuss, man. I mean, when we get to that point, obviously, we're going to start small. You know, our first raise is going to be something on the lower end, just so we can kind of get people's feet wet, get them comfortable with us, kind of get rolling on the rental side and the development side. We're gonna, you know, we're not going for a $50 million project right out the gate. And
that's going crazy, man.
Yeah, we're not going crazy, but you know, it's going to be really good, guys. And honestly, the goal is to bring real world assets backing crypto.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the space needs to gain mass adoption, right? It needs that real world utility. It needs that kind of safety net, which we're providing as well. And yeah, man, I think that's it's a good thing for all.
So I have a theory that I kind of stumbled across the other day. I know I'm almost as old as you, so there's no
not opposed to it though, Barry. Not opposed to it, brother.
Yeah, but Barry, they're going crazy in the comments. But so on Mother's Day, I got into a huge argument with my mother-in-law's new husband, who is younger than me.
Ooh.
Who always talks
good
like
job for your mother-in-law.
Good for her. Yeah. Ooh, get you some.
She's a cougar, then I'm assuming, right? Cougar.
I don't know. She's my mother-in-law. But I would say, but he always talks to me like I'm his junior, right? Like I know nothing.
Okay, fair enough.
And I said, we're talking about states and what's going on in the world. And I was like, well, at least in Texas, in our Constitution now, we have the right to do crypto because they put it in our Constitution. He's like, well, this is useless. This doesn't matter. And
talking about crypto.
Yeah. It's our Constitution in Texas now.
Okay. I'm saying, is he saying that crypto is useless or
yes? Because he goes, I watched the thing and said Bitcoin went to zero.
Oh yeah, of course. He watched one documentary from some asshole's opinion, and now he's an expert, right?
Yeah. Because I was like
one of those guys.
Like you guys, I spent over 10,000 hours examining information. I watch, I study, and I got a little heated, which I shouldn't have. I was like, if you can find me where Bitcoin went to zero, I'll give you all my investments, all the money in my pocket, all my accounts, all the money I make the rest of my life, because you can't prove it to me. But I think the problem is for the general population is, for sometimes like me, I always say cryptocurrency. It's not always a currency. It's the blockchain technology.
It is the technology, but at the end of the day,
revenue, right?
Yeah. The problem is you got the FTX and the stuff like that really gives it such a bad name, right? And people see that shit in the news, in the media, and it just, unfortunately, man, people just, oh yeah, it's a scam.
So the only way. Yeah, after an hour, I was so mad. I was like, baby, let's leave. She wouldn't get up. I'm going to call an Uber and leave. I was like, so I came back to the room. We talked some more. And the way I tried to explain it to him was like, have you ever been to a mall before? He's like, well, of course I have. I'm like, well, I don't know. Because he kept like technology. I was like, okay, you wouldn't drive from Texas to Oklahoma in your Model T Ford pickup truck. Oh, yeah, it's way more comfortable than my 2023 Ford. I mean, well, it's not, whatever. But I said, so imagine a blockchain is like a mall. Like an arcade back in the day, you put your dollar in there and they give you 5 quarters back, whatever. But every store in the mall has to spend the mall money and to pay rent. And then all the transactions they sell has to be in that special arcade money, the mall money. I said, that's what a blockchain is. He goes, oh, okay.
But I mean, I get that. Probably you could have shut him down very easily just by saying U.S. currency is the mall. And blockchain technology, cryptocurrency is Amazon.
Yeah. I tried to explain to the biggest Ponzi scheme in the world is our US dollar. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. Yeah, man. 150%. Man. Yeah. But yeah, there's always going to be those people. And unfortunately, I've been in those situations like you have, and I've gotten heated because, and it comes out of frustration, right? When we get upset like that, it comes out of frustration because you're trying to convey something to somebody who's just so close-minded and just can't see what it won't even listen to what you're bringing up or what you're telling them about.
You didn't study anything. So I think my problem was my ego's offended because I heard him say I was useless because he's crypto's. He knows I'm in crypto. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So basically you kind of took it a little personal. And I think we all do that from time to time. I mean, look at Prado. I mean, he takes a lot of this stuff personal sometimes. And
the water got deep and cold real quick for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt, man. But again, like Prado, I'll say that comes from the passion, right?
Yeah.
So
I know I'm making headways for my family and my future family.
Exactly. So I can't fault you. I mean, just like I don't fault him for that, man. It's that passion, man. And yeah, no doubt. So I guess at that point with someone like that, what do you think, Chris? I mean, when you get somebody that's just completely anti-crypto, whether it's your family or friends, where do you steer them at that point to try to enlighten them, try to bring them the information that, I mean, because obviously we all know this is the future. That's why we're all in this space, right? Because we know we're ahead of the game. So what do you think is kind of the proper course of action for somebody that's, again, a friend, a family member that's not necessarily, buying what we're selling, I guess you could say? Where would you direct that person that's
well, I guess it depends on the person, but one thing that I've run across in my past is you got a lot of people that are, especially with all the superhero movies that have come out and everything like that over the last decade or so. A lot of those people are really heavily invested in those. And I say, hey, if you think cryptocurrency is a scam, then you ever watch that movie Guardians of the Galaxy? And they're like, oh, hell yeah, of course I did. I said, you know that scene where they're all in the prison and they're walking around and they come up with this plan and everything. And Chris Pratt has to go get a guy's leg. And they're like, yeah, what are you getting at? Yeah, everybody knows that. And I'm like, well, when they're all in that room escaping and he gives him the leg and Rocket says that, oh, I didn't really need this. I just want, and he's like, are you kidding? I had to give the guy like 50,000 credits.
Yeah.
And they're like, I said, and they're like, yeah, I mean, that's in a movie. I'm like, okay, but look at all the movies that have talked about these digital credits and stuff, how they had. Right. Where do you think this stuff started? And they're like, huh.
And Justin Timberlake had a movie too where they had their time on their arm.
Oh, the movie was called Time. That was a great movie. That movie was fantastic.
Crypto. Is that not crypto? I mean, basically,
right. But I mean, one of the things that I think that you dependent on your audience. The younger generation, I always tell them, like, you're pretty much using it right now. You use your cash apps and stuff like that. You do these different things. You're using some type of digital form of currency. These kids don't walk around with cash anymore.
Right. Not at all, man. Cash is going bye-bye. Everything you pay with shit with your watch, you pay with your phone. I mean, yeah, you're 150%.
My watch.
The younger generation, it's real easy to talk to them about crypto. But as they get older and stuff, and I can completely understand that. But it depends on the generation and everything. And my conversations I have with people that more my peers and stuff, that makes them kind of pause and think for a minute, like, wait a minute. So you're saying that this Guardians of the Galaxy movie that's just a movie, and all these other movies that talk about credits and digital currencies of some form out in the galaxy, like, how do you think that's going to come down here? How do you think that's going to happen here? So they start thinking about it and everything like that. But then usually I don't spend a whole lot of time on that. Terry's conversation and stuff like that, I would probably just be like, you're right.
Well, sometimes you can't argue stupid, right? That's right. a famous saying that I use all the time. You can't argue stupid, right?
You can't argue the drunk person.
Well, that too. And like Ashley said, she said, I tend not to talk much about crypto investments to majority of friends or family anymore. I used to, but I decided I would stop and show them the results what we can achieve in the near future. And I agree with you, Ashley, 110%.
Then don't come knock my door for a loan, right?
Right. Proof is in the pudding. And I think Chris is, Chris is a trader, right? We know he does. He trades and all that good stuff. So I definitely think Chris can show someone some proof of, hey, look at the money I've made in this space. So this is not bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. So I have that sometimes when I talk to people. I try and talk to my mom ended up getting remarried at some point, even though I'm not super close with them. We'll get together every once in a great while, and he just cannot wrap his head around cryptocurrency whatsoever. I think he's in his 70s.
That's
and
what
he's but it's not that, because the dude is super business savvy. I mean, dude's he's a businessman. He's very savvy when it comes to money and investments and stuff like that. The cryptocurrency, he doesn't get it. You know what I mean? It's just something that he can't wrap his head around for whatever reason.
Going to Daniel's next comment down here. Is
sure.
Cash is king. I agree. Yeah. They don't carry it.
Yeah.
I don't see ever. You got debt ceiling issues. You got this, you got that.
Yeah.
The dollar is never, it might be a little bit more of a people aren't carrying the actual dollars in their wallet, but they got it in their bank. They got it, they're transferring, doing stuff like that. The dollar is not going anywhere. So
I agree with you. Yeah.
It's going to be a dual society. It's going to be
right. It's got to be. So it's going to be even if crypto becomes more acceptable, I see it more as like, if Bitcoin becomes legal tender, okay, well, it's going to be legal tender with the dollar. I mean, it's going to be like that. You can't be like, oh, I'm just going to be Bitcoin. No, you've got to be able to marry the two to make, like, pay your bills, do whatever you do, whatever form it ends up being. But the dollar is always going to be there. Just may not be as many paper ones in our hand, but and they might still print the dollar, decades from now. But at the same time, the cash is not going away anywhere. We won't let it go away.
I hope not, man. I hope not. And
I like to cash my pocket. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh man, I've been carrying cash for years, and like Daniel said, cash is king. Like, for me personally, I always try to barter with cash and say, hey, do you provide a cash discount whenever I buy anything?
Yes.
And it's at any time. And now you're seeing a lot of merchants charge an extra 3% if you use your credit card or debit card, because it does. I mean, as a business owner, they charge you 3%. And if you're using American Express, you're talking 4%, 4.5% to use an American Express card. So I always ask, hey, if I pay cash, can I get a discount? I mean, again, it falls back on, if you don't ask, you don't get laid, right?
Right.
So I'm always asking.
So it's like, since you're a mechanic and you stumble across this vintage car that someone's selling for cheap because they don't know what they have. I got $5,000 in my pocket. I'll be right back. I mean, versus like trying to write a check or Cash App or Zelle. They want that stack. They want those bands.
No, 110%. Again, that's why Daniel is right, man. I mean, cash is king, and I believe it will be for some time to come, like Chris said. And John Cano, I don't try to convince relatives. I let them know what I'm doing, and if they're not open to crypto, it's okay. I don't know where their minds will change over time. And I'm with you, John. I'm the same way. Like, I'll inform people of, hey, I got this going on, or I've got that going on. You can usually tell immediately who's interested and who's not, or who wants to hear what you have to say and who's just like, yeah, whatever, man. So I'm with you, John. 110%. And Barry, that is a trader.
What?
Chris is definitely not a trader.
Yeah, Barry.
So yeah,
he's a fine line with me, brother.
He knows better.
That is funny. He knows. He's just fucking around. I love me some Barry. Yeah. And just like Barry said, man, that's a great point. Barry, I'm telling you what, man, for as sexual Barry can be, The man dropped some knowledge, and he's right, man.
with him
How
on
long did
this.
it take digital photography to come and take over,
But I agree with him on this, but you didn't have to peg the value of digital photography to the film.
True.
See,
well,
that's
a little different, but yeah.
Because you can have Bitcoin out your butt.
Yeah.
Right? But if it's not pegged to some type of value, which is the value of everything that we have is the dollar. And it will be and always will be number one in the world.
Kind of the standard. People, I know what you're saying.
Talk
Chris,
about, all this, they get the skies falling and everything like that. But if you can't pinpoint or you can't peg any kind of cryptocurrency, just Bitcoin or whatever, to the actual dollar, then it's useless. But I understand his point, but I also understand that digital photography didn't have to marry with regular film. They just took over it and went.
Sure.
People are still going to want cash. You're still going to,
and it became and digital photography just ended up making sense, right? Because you can take a picture, you can delete it, you can
just like cryptocurrency is going to be. It's going to make so much sense.
Well, the thing that gets me too. So I got a wire transfer, right? I'm waiting on some money. I got a wire transfer. The guy sent the money Friday evening to me. It was during banking hours. I still don't have the money yet. Because it's Monday. Today's a banking holiday. He sent it late on Friday. They don't do wires over the weekend. Now, if he'd have sent it in crypto, I'd have had it when he sent it, right? A couple minutes later. It's freaking ridiculous. And that just proves the point of how inefficient the current system is, right?
Well, I think Barry's whole entertainment world was changed by digital photography.
Yeah.
See my Vulcan
what's that
up there?
Yeah, that's cool, man. It is cool to see. I will say that, man. Gamma's out. It is cool to see the Vulcan in your wallet. It's cool to see it rebasing, and yeah, guys, it's definitely a step in the right direction. I think everybody's excited about it, and to also hear not only Brian but Jason talk about we're still on point for Q2 launch of mainnet is hella bullish, man, and that is at this point now you've got Gamma, so we're going to break it and fix it, break it, fix it, break it, fix it until nobody can break it anymore. And then it's, hey, time to launch, right? So that's
and I got to say something else too. And I know that you guys may not even want to talk about this, but
whatever,
I want to bring
this turn them off. Breaking news, turn them off. No kidding. Okay.
Yeah, whatever you got, Chris.
But earlier today, with Brian put out a bunch of stuff about Safe Food Go. I got really, really confused, and I was like, what the heck's going on? But I want to say that Brian did his AMA in the Discord. And
you talking about the one earlier, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I missed most of it. And then it seemed like the Discord was like encouraging, it seemed like it went well, but I hadn't seen it. But then I got home and I had missed most of Daniel's
I caught the end of Daniel's live as well. Yeah.
So I went back and I started checking out the Daniel's live and stuff like that. And I think Brian brought it home, and I think that Daniel really explained it. I have a few more questions, and I'll follow up with everybody and everything like that. But man, did I went away, did family stuff, all the bunch of drunken veterans type thing and all that kind of stuff.
That's good though.
Hell raising and everything. And I came back and I watched some, and I was like, okay, whew. I had a little bit of anxiety. I was like, what the heck is going on? This is crazy. But obviously, a lot of people were confused. Me too. I think Brian knocked it out of the park. And I think, well, I don't think he knocked it out
Daniel's
of the park.
follow-up was
Brian led the bases
yeah.
and Daniel came and knocked them all in. So I think I got to give props to Daniel. He was on a lot today.
There you go.
Towards the end of his live. Yeah, it was a live, right?
Yeah, I'm surprised he's still in the comments, right? I thought he was going to go to sleep.
I'm hot. I'm taking my shirt off.
Guy's been live all day, man. So yeah.
I got to give it to Brian for clearing things up, and I got to give it to Daniel for clearing it up even more. So, that's great. We had a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety the last couple of days, and those two brought it home, and I appreciate that. It makes it a lot easier. And I also have to apologize to two people. Sky High. I don't know if he's on here, if he'll see this or not. And Randall.
both may come and watch it later, but go ahead, man. Do your thing. Yeah.
They were in the chat the other day, and I jumped on their case because they had chats and stuff like that. And I looked over and read them, and I was like, look, I don't know what the hell you two are, if you don't like what I'm saying, then get out of here. But both of them apologized for the fact that they didn't at the person that they were talking about or whatever. And I know Biz puts it in there, so I just looked over and I read it, and I was like, oh my good. And then when they told me,
you just assumed they were saying it, yeah,
right? Okay. And I thought it was that. I mean, I was the host and everything. I thought that.
Sure, but you got a lot of shit going on when you're out here talking, right? It is hard. Like, obviously, we don't have a ton of people watching, like on a Daniel stream or something like that, but it is hard to keep up with the comments and everything that's going on.
Every one of those people on Daniel's, he's got like 400.
It's the Daniel bots,
and he's
they're all bot accounts.
No,
it's Mrs. Worldwide in the background, switching accounts and shit. Yeah.
And then she starts fighting with herself.
Right.
Like chat.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I wanted to apologize. Those guys reached out to me. They explained to me what they were talking about.
Very cool.
Nice.
And it wasn't. And I told them, I said, yeah, okay. Cool. Good. I'm glad you said that because I was thinking like, you guys can go.
Sure. You pack sand or whatever. So first of all, the fact that they reached out to you is I got to give Randall and Sky High a thumbs up and say, hey guys, way to go for going above and beyond for reaching out to Chris and doing that. And then second, I got to give you an attaboy, Chris, for. It takes a big man to apologize. I'm sorry. It just does. Regardless, it takes a big man to
right
admit
thing to do. They made it very clear that they were not talking about me in particular. They're talking about something else. But I did get on them about, hey, just in the future, man, just put at whoever you're talking. Because when I read it, I'm like, okay, it's to the panel or it's to me. And then I read it and I was like, you know what? I ain't got time for shit. If you don't like what I'm saying, get out of here.
Yeah. and fair enough at the same time, right? But the fact that they necessarily weren't, you guys kind of made it right. Like, again, big attaboys to all of you guys for being able to communicate like grown men, right?
Yeah.
And dealing with it. And that's
not being blackballed.
Goes a long way.
Not being blackballed or blocked.
Yeah, not being banned from this or banned for that. Or
I want to answer Ash's comment here. I've never accepted American Express and never would.
It's too much.
So it costs
me too much money.
Yes,
it does
do the transactions. It is outrageous, and then you look at the fine print. You're like, holy crap.
So I have, because when you're in the automotive business, right, you get a lot of people who want to use their cars for points and things like that. And unfortunately, American Express has some really good rewards programs, right? And sure, if somebody has an Amex, they also probably have a Visa or a MasterCard. But at the same time, you want your customer to have choices and to be able to use whatever payment, if they're going to get more points with their Amex, I want them to be able to use it. So it is a hindrance for the business, but at the same time, you're going above and beyond for your customer accepting it. So I get what you're saying, Chris, but it is a fine line there between, pissing somebody off with, hey, we don't accept American Express or catering to your customer at that point. So I get it. But at the same time, I actually have accepted American Express.
Oh, I'm going to jump down here real quick. I see. Yeah, here you go. So Daniel's going to sleep finally. This guy has
he is.
Well, he's
worked harder than
he's been going on,
man, and an ass kicking guy. He's out there. So and then he did hear what we talked about. I know it's got to be expensive for you to get all these. Daniel, I'll tell you what, Daniel does not. He does not. Don't think anything like that. I'm just joking around. He is, you can see it whenever you go on his lives and just look up in the corner. I'm like, man, it's just ticking up, brother.
Well, he knows because he can't get over that 5,000 mark to try to compete with Greek. So
I don't understand why he doesn't, man. He should have. I seriously think that Daniel should have 20,000 subscribers by now.
With the passion the guy brings, I don't disagree with you, man.
I come on here and I goof off, and sometimes I'll be serious and stuff like that. Daniel's like passionate. Daniel's like it's like watching an episode of the Daniel Prado show, and you don't know
he's
what
entertaining. He's entertaining. He brings the passion, like you said, and he's usually well informed. unless
Well,
it comes to
I don't
like,
know about that.
unless it
No,
comes to
it's-
like women or something, then
Raising girls.
yeah. But
Oh,
yeah, I mean,
dude.
I don't disagree with you. And I think if Daniel keeps at it, which we all know he will, I think at some point you're just going to see his channel exponentially grow at some point. I think once Vulcan launches and people see what Vulcan
yeah, I agree with that.
has to bring, I think you're going to see his channel grow exponentially very, very quickly, Yeah.
Yeah.
So back at Barry's comment, he talked about analog and digital.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me of
did I
the
miss
first
that?
song ever played on MTV, right? Video Killed the Radio Star.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Yeah, that reminds me of the transition from not having that to all broadcast 24/7.
Yeah, I can remember taping stuff on MTV and cataloging it on VHS tapes.
Yeah,
cataloging songs on VHS.
Making your mixed videotape, right?
Yep, you got it, brother.
I want to get to Dan. I know you guys, but like hear enough about Daniel, but he talks about going to bed early. I kind of want to get his.
Crazy about you, Dan.
Yeah, you make us crazy, big guy.
Yeah,
and then,
crazy.
Did you see about? Did you see? I don't. This isn't my stream. I don't have the thing. Oh yeah, I do. Oh. That's okay. You guys can kick me off this stream too.
You're good, brother. I'm not Kryptonian. You're good, brother.
And I can't do it anyhow. I don't know how to do it. So
here it is. Here it is. Greek hit 8,000 subscribers.
He did, man. Yes, I'm proud as hell of Greek, man. Yeah.
Last night on your live, you did breaking news and broadcast that.
Yeah.
Oh, were you watching? I figured there was nobody was watching. They were tuning
Greek
me out
hit me up, and he even said, he's like, I got to 8,000. Can you believe it? And I'm like, congrats, man. I mean, you put in the work, right? You put out videos every day, informative. Greek keeps it short. I think his average video is like 7 minutes, 8 minutes.
Yeah, he does
it's to the point.
Subscribe.
Yeah, man. It's
Boom.
And he's genuine, right? Like Greek's just a genuine guy. I mean,
he's just that mellow tempo.
Yeah, man. He's the dude you want to go grab a beer with, right? After whatever. He's just that guy. I love me some Greek. So yeah, no doubt.
Let me get back up.
I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him. And honestly, I feel like Greek's at 8,000 now. It's going to be no time before the man's at 10K. Right? It's 2,000 from 8K. Then what's after that? 15, especially after Vulcan launches.
Yeah.
Again, you're going to see Greek's subscribership grow exponentially, no doubt.
Then you have all that money to go to degen with from all his channels.
Correct.
You know, I keep yelling at my audience. Mine's going to start going down.
Nah, Chris, I think you bring a lot of value, man. I do. I think you bring a ton of value when you go live and all those things. So you bring a ton of value, man. So you will have no problem building your subscribership. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. And it's in a good, organic, informative way. And
well, you're already at like 700 or somewhere in that ballpark? Dude, you realize if you actually do your research online and see the average YouTuber, how long it takes them to get where you're at. Now, I have to give a lot of that to the community. Our community is highly supportive.
Ooh, I'm at 783.
Yeah, but if you look at how long it takes the average YouTuber to get to where you're at, man, it takes a year to get to 700-800 subscribers, and you've gotten there.
750 of them are the community, and the other 30 are my family.
Still.
So before Vulcan launches, he might be at $1,000.
Yeah, you're talking a year or two to get to 700-800 subscribers.
Just don't forget about us.
And you've gotten there in months, so I think that speaks volumes, dude.
Yeah.
I think it speaks volumes.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great, and I enjoy it, and I enjoy it. You know, when we have stressful days and everything like that, I get a little stressed, and then when they're stressed in the comments, I'm like,
you can tell. The feedback's there, right? But that's part of being human and relating to your audience. Is you feel that same stress, right, and giving it back to them. So. Yeah, man, I do. I believe you have a lot of value to give, and I think you'll be at 1,000 and monetized in no time. No time at all.
Well, that's I mean, wherever we can get. I hope it just jumps up for all of us when Vulcan launches and everything like that.
I think that's going to happen.
Yeah. Crunch Bear, it was an absolutely beautiful day where I'm at. It was the beautiful temperature, sun was shining, it wasn't too hot.
It was a little cool here. It was about 75, 78. So it was a little cool on the cooler side, especially for jumping in the pool and stuff like that. But yeah, but it was all in all, it was a nice day. Yeah, it was a good day. I'm glad everybody had off of work and all that good stuff. So yeah,
that's a better one, Barry.
So my name Jeff.
I like that one.
Subscribe to you, buddy.
Yeah.
My name Jeff. Just subscribe to Chris. There you go.
Oh yeah,
very
one
cool.
Step beyond.
Yeah, and if you guys aren't subscribed to Chris, go jump over on his channel. I mean, I don't care if you subscribe to me or not. Now. Go hit my man up. Yeah, hit my man up.
Yeah, I should do a well. That stuff doesn't come up that good. I would never know. I didn't get a notification. I have to actually go like.
So, are you subscribed to? Do you have like the YouTube Studio app as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with yeah.
Yeah.
Final answer.
Well, anyway, if you don't,
yeah,
get the YouTube Studio app. That's a good way to keep up on your subscribers and all that stuff on the back end. It's kind of like the best back end for a YouTube creator. Oh yeah. And again, I've learned all this shit from Greek, man. Greek's been a great mentor. You know?
I never get notifications on it, and when I do, I'll go get a notification, and it'll be like, I got a notification from that you had a comment on one of my videos like 3 days ago.
Right, it's hard to go back and say hi.
I was like, what the? I mean, I got it on my phone. I'm like, oh, in ARPA. Let me see.
I try to go and comment and support everybody, but there's just so many content creators and just so many videos flying left and right. I try to do my part. But it's tough, man. There's a lot of content flying around, man. I could spend days just trying to comment on everybody's shit, you know? So I got to give our community hats off to our community. I'll say that,
you know, and everything that we complain about. I mean, everything that we're like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like that. Biz is doing that.
He's a freaking animal, dude. That guy. I'm telling you, man. I
get more comments from Biz than anybody. They're like, "This is your best follower." I'm like, okay.
Now, Biz makes it easy, right, to be a content creator. He does, man. He's like a manager.
He's doing all the work.
Yeah, he's a manager in the back end for all of us.
Well,
so yeah,
Fowler and Pride are both giving it up to Chris too as the GOAT, and Chris is killing it, you know. So
he is, man.
Yeah. I was like, Fowler. Now listen, I like Daniel.
I love Fowler. You know,
we're buds, all that kind of stuff. Daniel's crazy. Don't get me wrong, and he's allowed to be wrong. Okay, so that's fine. I accept his wrongness, but I'm just a fan of Fowler all the time, dude.
Right?
Fowler's just a laid back guy. He's very knows his lane with the video games, with the gaming and all that type of stuff. And I'll tell you what, he's very driven as well. I've had numerous conversations with him. Obviously, we're doing Property Flex, which is an NFT project. And I don't know if you guys have saw, but have seen Fowler's NFTs that he's put out. He did all that shit himself. He pretty much taught himself. He watched some videos. He got on some websites and he learned how to do that himself. He's taught himself some coding. Like, the guy's driven as hell. Not only is he intelligent, but he's driven as hell. And yeah, I've had some really in-depth conversations with the man backstage, and Fowler's just a good dude, man. I really love me some Fowler, no doubt. Yeah,
he's a lot of fun. This whole community's got, even the ones that I kind of don't get along with, that I do.
Sure.
You know, I don't agree with like 90% of what they say, but
like Daniel.
I would, but I wouldn't want.
He's in bed. He can't hear it. It's okay.
Exactly. He went to bed. He's sleeping.
All I have to say about Daniel is, somewhere at some time, Daniel is listening.
If not, he'll listen in the morning when he gets up. Right.
He's like BL, right? Always listening.
Next thing you know, you're on Butterbean's body and you're going down for the count.
That was me.
Yeah, there you go. But even the ones I just don't agree with, like most everything that they say, I would not want them not in the community. You know,
sure.
They even if I don't agree with them, they get me They get me thinking. Okay, this person's crazy. I'm not gonna listen to him. And now a little bit later, I'll be like, wait a minute, what? Maybe they got a point. You know,
why'd they say what they said? Yeah. Sure. And I will tell you, I've been around a lot of communities just from being in crypto for a long time, and we really do, minus all the BS and all that stuff, but we really do have one of the most solid communities in crypto. Mm-hmm. I'll say that time and time again. We really do. One of the most solid communities in crypto.
He's going now. Look at him. He was still listening.
Rest well, Dan.
He was still listening.
Yeah.
I'm behind on the comments. That was 12 minutes ago. So he might be asleep by now. So maybe we'll just wait and give him a little time to fall asleep. Then we'll talk trash about it.
He'll be going live at 4 a.m, you know.
When you think this could put up Property Flex up there for you guys? Is it up there yet?
Property
Flex? If you haven't, I mean, definitely join the propertyflex.io website. If you're, stay up to date. We have started the incorporation process. Now that Gamma's out, I've reached out to one of the devs that I personally have a relationship with. So we're working with some devs now to kind of hone in on exactly what we're going to do for the NFT mint for Property Flex. So I think you're going to see, now that Gamma's up, you're going to see Property Flex pretty much roll stuff out very quickly. And the goal is to hopefully launch Property Flex when the blockchain launches. That's our goal. We have team meetings every Thursday. And the last team meeting, that was one of the issues that we talked about was trying to be ready to go when the blockchain launched. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's look at Barry's. He's like, could someone edit Prado's videos to only him yelling? Never mind, it would only shorten it like 10%. Barry, I agreed with your one about the debit cards and credit cards. I think that's a perfect. No, I like that. I didn't get a chance to say that when we were back there before.
Yeah, no doubt.
You just need to reduce politics and then maybe post some of your best moments of your 3-hour shows and then label your live title that has the same name. Just saying. Yeah, that's good advice and everything like that, but I don't think Daniel should reduce the politics because maybe you feel differently, maybe not, but it should be something that gets you thinking. I mean, and I've always
agreed.
When someone starts talking politics with me and they're off the rails and I don't believe anything that they're saying.
Like Daniel.
I'm not saying he does that, but I'm just saying in general, someone's just
sure.
I can't see common ground with them, but then later it gets me thinking.
Well, not only that, Chris, is at the end of the day, right? Well, I mean, we're all adults. Mm-hmm. And we're grown ass men and women. And at the end of the day, I feel like we should be able to talk and have a serious conversation. Doesn't have to be an argument. I don't have to try to sway you to what my thoughts are. I don't have to win the argument. We should just be able to talk. Yeah. And can you see my point of things? And I can see your point of things. And let's just have a conversation. And I think the world needs more of that when it comes to politics and things of that nature. And
different opinions. Exactly right.
Yeah. We need to have more conversation. Whereas now people just automatically just go off the deep end and they shut shit down. And well, why can't we have that conversation? An intelligent conversation, a meeting of the minds, if you will, for what's wrong with that? I think we need more of that. So do you cut out the politics? I know some people don't like it. Well, then just don't tune in when that's the subject.
Right. Just like the politics is good. And I think that sometimes it's delivered a little harsh. Sometimes
I get it.
But the conversation is legit. The conversation is legit.
I get it.
But maybe the volume of enthusiasm.
Look at Fowler. I got to interrupt everybody.
Fowler, I'll send you the link if you want to jump on, brother. I'll send you the link.
Pride's in the comments someplace too, man.
Yeah, I think Pride's working, but I can send any of you guys the link.
Here he is.
Just let me know.
Crypto Pride. I love Pride, man. I enjoy his Friday night.
Oh, Pride's awesome, man. I love me some Pride.
And Mellifell Crypto, man. And I tell you what, a couple weeks ago, Fowler was like, hey, if you get time, you want to come on? I was like, hell yeah.
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 I was there the whole time. I'm like, I'll leave when you tell me to leave because I ain't leaving.
Yeah.
He's doing his whole show and I'm just sitting there,
Yep. Pride, do you want to jump on or are you at work, brother? Just leave a comment, man. I'll send you the link.
Jeff, I can't believe you weren't subscribed already, but I appreciate the subscription, man. That's awesome.
I think sometimes they think they watch enough of everybody and they think they're subscribed.
Yeah, well, you're also on everybody's lives too. So it's like, okay, well, I saw Chris over here and I saw him over there. Yeah. So you kind of assume you're subscribed because we see Chris everywhere. But you know,
well, and to be honest, I don't know how many times I've gone and watched a YouTube video, watched it, and been like, "Oh, that was great," not even giving it a like,
and didn't even fit. Yeah, I've done the same.
They even have the little thing up there to like, subscribe, and all that stuff. Yeah. And I just went right past it. And was like, "That was a really good video. That's awesome."
Yeah, I've been making it a point to people whose content that I really enjoy to try to subscribe to their stuff. Yes. And there's one dude I've been watching a lot of his content. It's like I think it's Diary of a CEO. He's got like 2 million followers or something. Wow. And
nice.
He's got some good content. I mean, he talks about relationships and just you name it. The dude's talking about it. It's a little almost like a podcast setting. He's one-on-one on the table with a guest, and it's good, man. I really enjoy it. That's what I've been listening to probably for the past week.
You sound like Barry just then on the table.
And OBZ is another one, man. OBZ is everywhere.
Yeah. He's everywhere. Yeah.
Great supporter of all
Again,
of us.
Man, we have such a great community just overall, man.
Right. Like really there's no announcement. Yeah. There's no precursor. We're coming on.
Yeah.
You and I were talking. No, yes, maybe. All of a sudden, bam. The family's here.
I literally sent the link out on Twitter like 5 minutes before we went live.
I was like, no, give me time. Give me time.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Start putting the dishes up but that's the family. That's the community, man. That's how it runs. You know, they run strong.
Yep. Nah, it's awesome. We definitely do. And even in like I'll get DMs from people and they ask me a question, whether it's about Property Flex or my thoughts on this or that, or Vulcan or Esco, and what do you think about this or that? And you can just tell the community's engaged, and it's cool. It is cool to see just how engaged the community is and how intelligent our community is and all that stuff, man. We really do. I can't stress it enough that we have the best community in crypto. We really do.
There are some really educated crypto people in our community.
We have some awesome people just in general. Yeah. I mean, for instance, Ashley, she's shared like pictures of her family with me and stuff and DMs. And I mean, she's got a beautiful family, but she's, supported me. She's let me know she supports me and all that stuff. So I appreciate the hell out of you, Ashley. Thank you very much. And you have a beautiful family, and I appreciate the heck out of you. Yeah.
Yeah. Ashley, Terry does have his own channel.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
It is.
I didn't put anything out there forever because I'm on everybody else's lives, and
it's him eating peanut butter. That's the channel.
I don't know. Biz, do you have his link? Because I don't know how to get it. I'm on his page right now, but I don't.
I think it's crypto.
I'm sure Biz has it.
Yeah, I'll give him a chance. But hey, look at this, guys. This is cool. So this was sent to me by Teddy One, and it's short, and I'll play it twice. There are 2 videos. It's really kind of neat. Watch this.
There you go.
So here we go. That's his son. Every time that I would put that out, his son would run up and be like, "Breaking news!"
So it's got to make you feel good, though, Chris. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm on that level with the little kids, man. That's what this is. If you don't understand me, just go get your kid, and we'll.
He's laying the ground for the future generations of the Chris Cruising followers.
There you guys go. It's youtube.com/@CryptoTerry13. There you guys go. Go ahead and give him a subscribe and follow Terry, man. I mean, he brings a lot of value to the.
I just join in as well. I just join with you guys all I do. So.
And we appreciate it, man. We love hearing your insight, what you bring to the table. Not to mention, I don't want to get stabbed in a ground fight with you. So
I don't think Chris seen those videos yet. Have you, Chris?
What? I didn't hear you, but I was trying to delete.
You didn't see those videos yet I sent you through text, did you?
No, I haven't. And every time I go to do it, I get interrupted. And I tell you what,
Let's just say this. Terry was pretty much a badass, but he's very modest about it. Let's say that.
Okay? I do this for a living. I cut hair.
Yeah.
But
well,
all those videos
I'm not really listen to this guy over here. He's like, it was a brisk 85 in Sarasota.
Right.
In the beautiful give me a break.
Right. Jacko 13 and myself, we've gotten into some good conversation as well.
Yeah, he's pretty damn smart.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
Yeah, I do not know the answer to this question.
What's it say?
What's the rundown for G-Vol? Are the Vol to Seifu sacrifices going to equate to a 1-to-1 to G-Vol, or is there another metric to distribute? I've heard very little. So from what I know, and again, guys, this is not gospel, so don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure, I'm about 90%, 95% positive that for every Vulcan you get, you're going to get a G-Vol.
It's proportional to your wallet size.
It's proportional to your wallet size.
Originally, but we don't know for sure because
they haven't really given us any more information as far as that's concerned. Now it is going to be the governance token, so you're going to have the more G-Vol you have, the more say you're going to have in the governance end of things. So I do believe there's going to be some money to be made there as well because of that governance.
It's important.
People are going to want to acquire them to be able to have the say in the votes and things like that. So, yeah, not to mention you're technically getting them for free. And I can definitely see people saying, hey, I'm going to sell these because I got them for free. And then other people are going to say, I want to buy them because then I get the votes, right? I get the governance aspect of it. So there's going to be a completely separate market for G-Vol, which is exciting as well. Yeah.
So can I ask you guys a question?
Sure.
Of all the projects, not yours you're working on currently because it's not listed yet. Of all the ones that are listed currently to launch on
I will say this. I applied for I applied to be listed weeks ago, and then Yamap, I love him to death, but he comes in and applies a few days ago, and his shit's already on the website.
Right.
Come on, guys. I applied weeks ago for Property Flex. Let's get that shit on the website. So that's all I'm going to say. I love you, Matt. I love what he's doing. Yeah. But hey, let's get Property Flex listed on the Vulcan website. We're ready. I mean, we're incorporating in the Cayman Islands for Christ's sake. Let's make it happen.
About your map. If he's going to keep doing martial arts, he's got to build that neck up or he can't. He's going to get knocked out. Anyways.
I love you, Matt, man. I mean, he's a good dude.
I love him.
He's a good dude, man.
I was just curious. Of all the ones that are already on there, so they're coming on, like my favorite one, I think that's coming out is going to be Johnny Blockchain.
Johnny Blockchain,
currently. Yeah. I mean, currently, and they could change. Like dude, I'm down. I got a bag set aside just for Property Flex. You know what I'm saying?
But I got you. No, I appreciate that, man.
Currently, I
mean, you don't have to just because it's our project. You
no,
don't have to
show
any.
No.
You know what?
I will say this: you're not going to get.
I've had enough of him talking about that. That's ridiculous that he would say such words.
I love it, Chris.
Which one are you guys the most excited about that's actually on the list right now?
On the list right now. See, I know a few projects that aren't on the list. Yeah, I'm a little biased as well because I know some projects that aren't necessarily on the list, but I know they're coming.
Right, but they're coming. Right, but those don't count, right? So
yeah. See, I've always been a Kiwi fan. I love Kiwi.
Yeah,
I think
cool.
I think Kiwi knows his stuff. I think he's an awesome dude. He's trustworthy. He cares about his community. I've always had this special place in my heart for some Kiwi. Let's put it that way.
Anybody's token does this and gets away with it.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. It speaks to me, right?
I'm just saying.
You've been warned once now.
I do. I really like Kiwi, and I know Kiwi hasn't done what we thought it was going to do as far as skyrocketing and all that stuff. But I loved what he was doing with the Kiwi bills. I really do, though. I really like the Kiwi project. I really do.
Yeah.
As far as projects that are out there.
Yeah.
Now, there's some others that I like as well. I do like Johnny Blockchain.
Yeah, I'm biased about Johnny Blockchain because of my history in Forex.
Sure.
I'm using Forex bots. So, and then I like Jeremy.
He's a good.
I agree with everything he says, but it's one of those things.
I agree.
Yeah.
Plus, he's got that cool accent, right?
Right. He's like a English guy or something.
Yeah. When you say that shit with an accent, it just it gives it that much more validity.
Yeah.
For whatever
I just
reason.
see him like he spent his career as like some mob guy in movies and stuff, and some British show or something. I don't know.
Break your kneecap.
That's funny. That's funny.
And then
driving around in
Legendary
James
Club,
Bond's car,
Legendary Club is a big one. I like a lot. I do like it, and that turns into the other two that he put out. So
was Legendary is that one the same one that
it was Legendary Seifu Club.
Okay, are they still together, or
so from my understanding, and again, don't hold me to this, but Legendary Seifu Club, they dropped the Seifu,
right?
And now it's just Legendary Club. Kiwi, and there was a few others in that as well, but they kind of stepped away to do their projects, and Yamap kind of stepped up and took over as the sole owner of that. So
thanks, Ashley. Yeah. Because I know the guy goes by Good Day Crypto was part of that originally, right?
So he was Sean Clark was a part of that. Yeah. He stepped away to kind of do his own thing. So from my understanding, they wanted him to mainly focus on marketing for specifically that project. And he wanted to talk about the whole crypto market in general.
Which is,
to kind of grow his brand, his channel. Yeah. And Sean's an awesome guy. I have a pretty good friendship with Sean. I mean, he and I have spoken on the phone for hours at a time, and he's a great guy. Sean Clark, Good Day Crypto is a fantastic human being. He's a great guy.
He's got amazing hair too, doesn't he?
He does have some good hair. Yeah, he does have some.
The only
good
problem
hair.
I have with Sean Clark is that he is just way too mellow for me.
But that's kind of the appeal, right? It's that chillness.
Yeah. He's got that Australian accent. He's just like, for crying out loud. Okay, this guy's gonna make me feel better. I just don't want to feel better. It's ridiculous.
Like, I just lost $5,000, but you know what? Sean Clark's talking. So
I don't want to hear what you got to say. I want to be mad. John, I'm going to take this as a compliment, but Santa Claus and I aren't related, and just because I love you, I'm not gonna give you grief.
So do you guys have any of you guys gone into the casino for the what is it, the pot IO or whatever it is, B&B pot?
B&B pot.
Have any guys played in the casino there?
No,
I have. I won a little bit on the roulette. I played some roulette. I did they have like I guess a lottery kind of thing as well.
The pot one.
The pot, I've played that one. It's actually pretty cool. You can actually buy NFTs. So they had an NFT sale to where you can put the liquidity up. And then also if you own the NFT for that specific game, you provide the liquidity, but then you get the rewards at the same time.
Yeah.
Which is pretty damn cool. Now they're not cheap, obviously. You're a few grand for those NFTs, but I think at some point they're going to be well worth it. No doubt. Especially they're on Hex as well. They're in, Pulse Chain, I believe it is. They're in Pulse. So,
one of the ones that I just forgot because it's just automatically my go-to is Fowler's Gods of Gaming.
The Gods of Gaming.
Yeah, I'm in the tank for that. I mean, I can say right now, everything I said, Johnny Blockchain, all that stuff, they're my seconds, thirds, stuff like that. My first 100% without a doubt is Gods of Gaming. 100%.
Again, with Fowler, he's almost he's driven. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. The guy's driven, and you can see it in the stuff he's putting out and his vision. And unfortunately, I see where he's trying to go, and he really needs some funds behind it. He really does. Yeah. He needs some funds to push that forward. And I feel like if he gets the funding that he needs, because I'm kind of part of his core group as well. And I'm always asking him, like, Fowler, what can I do to help you out, man? And he's like, well, I kind of got it for now. We're just doing the creative stuff. But when it comes time for the business stuff, I'll tap you and all that kind of stuff, which I'm cool with. Because I'm not that I'm not creative, but that's not necessarily my forte.
Well, but he knocks it out of the park.
He does, man. He knocks it out of the park. And if he doesn't know it or he doesn't know how to do it, he puts the work in to learn how to do it and does it and does a great job at it. So I feel like once that funding comes in and once he gets the money behind it and kind of pushes it forward, once the blockchain launches, I think you're going to see some really awesome stuff from Gods of Gaming. No doubt. I've seen the behind the scenes with Gods of Gaming and it is freaking awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. OBZ coming in with facts, dude. That's the thing that I like about. First off, I could watch Fowler. I started watching Fowler playing video games with Curtheus.
Yeah. Which I've missed the hell out of Curtheus. I wish he'd bring his ass back. So
and I stream video games with my buddies.
Yep.
But I think I got like maybe 3 views total.
Hey man,
of all the but I do it because I like it. And then so I know that gaming stuff. And then when I got the Fowler, I was like, dude, this guy's a master.
He is.
And he's like, no.
You can tell he's been playing video games for a long time.
Yeah. And what I did was I stuck with World of Warcraft, and he played all kinds of gaming games, and he became a really good an expert in a lot of games. And I sat back and played World of Warcraft, and he took it to a new level. So
while you guys were doing that, I was busy meeting chicks.
Yeah, we did.
I'm just messing with it.
Yeah. Well, we'll just
that'll get you in trouble too. Trust me.
Yeah. I think I got in enough trouble, so I'm good.
I think you did.
Then, but the Gods of Gaming, I'm telling you guys, it is going to flip the gaming industry on its head, dude. It is going to flip.
I agree.
And he's going to do so well, and I'm going to be like right there. Hopefully I make good money off it and everything good. But I think the ride is what the enjoyment and what being a part of Fowler as he goes up and everything like that. And hopefully he doesn't forget about the little guys, but
I don't think so. And really at the end of the day, I know you're investing in a project, but at the end of the day, you're investing in the individual as well. To a degree, you're investing in the team, the individuals behind the project. And if you got to invest in anybody, I think Fowler's one of those guys that is not going to let you down. I can definitely say that. Yeah.
But at the same time, I think that if it came up to something like he planned something that didn't work out or something like that, or it was something, he'd let you know.
Oh yeah, 110%.
He'd let you know, right?
He's going to say, "Hey, tried this, that, the other. It didn't pan out. We're here. We're there. This is how we're going to move forward." And bam, no doubt.
Is there any way you can turn NFT sales into Second Amendment sales? Things around that, like bulk sales and bulk sales where you can it's like
you can turn an NFT into anything, dude.
Pretty much anything.
What Nick was showing us, I mean, you can pretty much make those.
Dude, did you see that? Like making it 3D and shit, like that was awesome.
Did you see that Superman Batman one? I was like, first off, I'm a little creeped out by the one. They look like they're hugging. The other ones were pretty bad, dude. I was like,
it's and what he's doing as far as you can own an NFT that has a certain artwork on it, but you can put it on retail products like shoes and curtains and whatever.
That's what I was wondering, because
I think that customization is the future. I think that's where everything's headed. I own this one of one pair of shoes, so you're not going to be paying, $300 for a pair of Jordans or $500 for a pair of Jordans, or you're going to be paying to get your own custom shit that you made and has whatever you want on it. You have the NFT to prove that you own that artwork.
Yeah.
And you're going to be able to put that on any and everything that you want. And to me, I think Nick is way ahead of his time with that. And I think that is really, really something cool.
I was just wondering because, when certain scarcities pop up, if you had bulk sales or bulk stockpiles, then you belong to like how they do gardens, and you come by a co-op, a co-op. I mean, I don't have those resources to grab that much out there. I just was just thinking. So some people probably do now that I said it, but there's got to be a way to bulk buy and keep.
I think someone's already done it. I kind of know what you're talking about, but I think that What is that? OpenSeas or what's the?
Well, OpenSea does the NFT sales, and you can actually create. If you go on OpenSea, you can actually create your own NFT collection, if I'm not mistaken. But you have to pay them like 2% or 2.5% for everyone that's minted or something. But they do have that launch pad. Yeah,
they have like a similar thing, a co-op type thing. People buy them, they trade them, they come back and auction them and stuff. And
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not very versed in it. I mean, the person to talk to would probably be Yamap, because Yamap knows almost
everything, doesn't he? Yeah, about NFTs.
You know what? I don't trust a guy that can speak 6 languages. Okay, I'm just going to be honest about that. He speaks.
I'm actually getting ready to put my 4-year-old. She's getting ready to start. She's getting ready to start taking another language. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's that time.
About what's the status on your book?
So the book's done. It's completed. It's been through all the editing and all that stuff 2 or 3 times. So it's done all that. I'm actually having it made into an audio version as well. And then hopefully it's done by early June sometime. The goal is June 10th. And then I'd like to actually come out with it, because you don't want to kind of launch the book and then have the audio come way later. I kind of wanted to do it all at once. So I'm hoping like July 1st will kind of be the release. That's kind of the target. So yeah.
Who's narrating it for you?
Yeah. So I actually hired a guy. He's on a book platform, and his voice is phenomenal. I thought about doing it myself, but nobody wants to hear me. This guy sounds way better.
You didn't think about me, my old
Chris could do it.
Actually, Chris, you could probably do it, man. Yeah,
no, I don't think I can do it.
But this guy, he just his the way he accentuates, enunciates words, and just he's just very, I don't know, his ass is just very professional. When I heard his tapes, I was like, that's the guy, So yeah.
OBZZ, he's spitting facts about Fowler.
Man.
Crypto games, Fowler are like 3 peas in a pod. It's true, man.
He's so knowledgeable in that space, right? He just is.
I mean, I just think that this is all just so much fun. Wait a minute. I want to see. I want to go to. I'm going to do it on here. I don't know if you want me to bring it up.
Shit, I got some whiskey over here, gentlemen.
Pour me a sip, brother. Oops.
I caught it in that cup.
That's a whiskey sin.
That's awesome.
I'll have to visit you. I'll have to visit you, brother.
What the heck did I do?
I did catch it in the beer cup.
I'm sitting here playing my practice blade.
That's cool, man. That is definitely
playing around.
Okay, so now I know that you're a little salty about not being on the project list, but I think you guys are.
I'm not so it's not salty at all. It's just I want the team to stop dragging their feet, because at first it was okay. Well, we're not going to list you guys because you don't have a website, you don't have this, you don't have that. So now we have all that shit, and we've submitted back to them and said, hey, we have the website. We have this, we have our Discord ready to go. We can launch it at any time. We're incorporating, we're doing this, we're doing that. And they're still dragging their feet. So it's like, come on, team, what the hell? I've reached out to Caitlin 3 or 4 days ago. I haven't heard back. Then I sent an email to her, a few others on the team, Jason. And it's like, come on, guys, let's make this shit happen. So it's not salty at all. Please don't take it that way. It's more of a stop dragging your goddamn feet. Let's make this happen. Yeah.
You guys look at this thing.
This is awesome. Amazing.
It's awesome. And the way that he's incorporated the gods of gaming and then all the Greek gods, the way that he's incorporated them all into his structure, it's pretty genius. And yes, I just called Fowler a genius. Yeah, yes. He's very creative guy.
He's going to be changing his tax bracket soon.
Right. No, I agree. If he keeps with it, 150% he will, no doubt. As long as he gets the backing and the support he needs, it's definite. It's definite.
Well, he got to 1,000 followers fast too. I mean, he's got.
He did. He did, and well deserved.
Well, actually, it was sucked because
well deserved.
He was so close, and it took so long
It's weird because I'm at like, I don't even know how many followers I have, but I'll go up 4 and then I'll lose 2, and then I'll go up 2 and then I'll lose 4. And I'm like, what in the hell? Like it's you gain a little bit of ground, you lose some ground. It's crazy, man. Yeah.
I haven't even looked. I don't even know what's on mine, man. I just
yeah, and that's the goal, Biz. Hopefully, man. Hopefully we bypass the line. We have had the meeting that we had with the team, Biz, was absolutely fantastic. I mean, they understood the vision. They knew right where we were trying to go with Property Flex. Yeah, and I did want to make a correction as well, Terry. I think you said on one of the lives that we weren't having any team NFTs or some shit like that. So the way that our light paper reads is we will hold back 100 NFTs for the team.
Oh, yeah.
And I think at one point I said that we weren't gonna, or you asked the question and I either answered it wrong or something like that. But we are gonna hold 100 NFTs for the team, which at the end of the day at $100 isn't a ton of money.
No.
But we're going to use those for things like giveaways and contests and stuff like that.
But you're not holding back for your personal wallet. It's not
correct. I'm not trying to make exactly. We're investing I mean, you're going to see me put $50K to $100K into this project personally, and that's just me. And that's just me.
Right.
And Milky's going to put Milky's going to put his money into it. Kryptonian's going to put his money into it. Crypto Legend's going to put his money into it. So I would assume between the 4 of us, you're going to see 100 to 150K just from us go into this project because we believe in it and where it's going. Yeah.
And that was my question was like, because there's so many projects out there that the people that maybe are involved developing it or launching it or the brainiac behind it, they own so much that there's always a potential of them taking their ball and going home, so to speak.
Sure. No, and that makes sense. And and I appreciate you bringing that up, but I did want to clarify that. We did talk about that actually in the meeting on Thursday. Milky's like a general, man. He really keeps us in line. He keeps us moving forward. You know, he's that guy. He keeps it structured and he's like, hey, man, I'm taking minutes of the meeting. This is what's going on. Here's the list of what I need you guys to do this week. He really is. He's the general. And we've gotten to where we're at now because of Milky, honestly, because he's pushing them forward. Yeah, man, he pushes us. Yeah.
Didn't Kryptonian mention that he reminded him of his
Churchill?
Churchill.
Yeah. Yep. Churchill. Yep. You got it.
That's pretty interesting how you described
I'm surprised you remember that, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think Kryptonian's awesome, man. I have nothing.
Kryptonian's fantastic, man. He is literally my brother from another mother. We think a lot alike on a lot of things, and being an entrepreneur and a business owner, we just have so much in common. Yeah. It's if you don't own your own business, Chris, you've had your own business. It's you don't get it. You don't know that as an employee, you don't know that your employer's paying an extra 30% in matching your taxes and your FICA and your this and your that. And you don't know those things. You don't realize that shit.
The toilet paper and the mop solution.
You don't realize that every little thing's coming out of your employer's pocket. So it's when you meet somebody that's an entrepreneur and you are, you guys bond, you have those things in common. I get where you're coming from because I've lived it. I've dealt with the same shit that you've had to deal with the employees and, I need off and your employees' problems become your problems. Stuff like that,
The biggest transition I had when I went from running somebody else's business to running my own business.
Yeah.
When I ran somebody else's business, I could say, you can come next Friday, pick up your last paycheck. I don't give a rat's ass. Now, when it's my business, I'm like, well, I need you here because I need that volume. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah, no doubt. Now, I mean, I may be a little different because when I've ran other people's businesses, I try to treat it like my own. I try to care about it like it's my own and take pride in it like it's my own. Now, it is a little bit tougher because it's not my own, but when I've been in those positions, I've always tried to pass that along as well.
Right.
And okay, even though it's not mine, you're paying me to do this job as a manager or whatever.
Right.
And I want to, but it's hard. Like you said, man, it's hard. Sometimes you feel undervalued. Sometimes you feel underappreciated.
Right.
And it's no doubt.
It's just like I ran pizza places before I got my own business.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. Yeah.
I was like, I didn't ask you to work here. I want you to work here.
Sure.
But you can't come in on a Friday night and say, I got a date, I got to go.
Right.
So I'm sorry you got a date finally, but you can't.
Yeah.
So that was the hard part, working with teenagers, man. Because, I mean, I'm still a teenager at heart. But still, it's tough.
Sure.
But when it's my own money and I'm paying the light bill and every square inch of my building's got to make so much money to pay all the bills. Yep. And people are just standing around or not coming in or they're using all my product, but they're not selling any product. Man,
there was, I tell people there was one Sunday. It was Easter and I was getting ready to leave and go to church with my family. And the alarm goes off at the shop. Most likely it's a false alarm, but you know what? You know who's got to go take care of it? I do. So my family goes off without me. And here I'm stuck going to check on this false alarm. You know what I mean? It's those little things, man.
You want to do breaking news?
Please do. Yeah. Please do, Chris. I know you love that.
I'm sorry, I cut you off. But Fowler's
You're good, brother. Yeah. Good to have you on the show, Fowler. How you doing, brother?
Oh, Teddy One is here. Teddy, I just showed you. I'm gonna do this again. You guys don't mind?
No, do what you gotta do, brother.
Teddy, welcome. And I did this earlier, but I want to do it again because you're here. And new people might have come in, but I took it off. I'm sorry. Here, it'll just take me a second to bring it back up. I took it off because I didn't want Kryptonian to be like, "What is this?" But
not Kryptonian.
He's
where am I? Don't know which one I'm at. There. Here you go. So here we go.
That's
Teddy One.
Man, the sound was so good on that. I seriously thought someone was behind me.
No, it is good. Like, it's definitely good.
That's
and
awesome.
You got somebody's kid that's enthralled and enthusiastic about the breaking news.
It made me so happy. I was like,
man, it's got to make you smile. Sure.
Let's just run that in a loop.
Yeah.
Every hour of the day he's not on, just run breaking news over and over on his station.
Yeah, man. Definitely cool. I think we lost Fowler. Where'd he go?
Bad connection.
Wait, did OBZ says do the other one? Is that?
I think that was the one that you just did with the.
There are two. I don't know if I think they're the same. Teddy One could tell me, but I thought that they were the same. He says in here 2 versions. Oh, okay. So I guess there is. OBZ must know. Let me make sure.
Chris looks that up. There's a radio station one time that opened up in my market. They played the same song for 24 hours straight. So Chris could that easily, while he's not on the air, just run breaking news and have a whole bunch of little segments looped over and over.
Yeah, that'd be cool. What's up, Fowler? How you doing, brother? Fowler, you there?
He's driving that Bugatti.
Right.
Okay, now this one is named the same as the other one.
Well, what?
Fowler's yelling at people as he's driving.
He's playing Grand Theft Auto.
He thinks he's on mute.
Fowler's
he's playing Grand Theft Auto on the way home, right?
Yeah.
Bam.
Here, I'm gonna play the other one, but I think it's the same. It says the same number, but so here we go.
You hear that laugh at the end?
He's excited.
That's classic.
He's excited.
He's
That's
excited.
awesome. I am so appreciative of that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Man, my little one's got a double ear infection, guys. It sucks. Yeah.
There ain't nothing worse than that colic and ear infections. Yeah. Oh my Lord.
She's like 1 or 2 ear infections away from getting tubes in her ear. She said that many this year. Yeah. Sucks. But
I should put that in my intro, breaking news.
Man, that'd be cool. Yeah. It's kind of your thing. It's your
yo, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, what's up, Valor? How you doing, bud?
Theft Auto's in the house.
Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm in spotty areas, driving through spotty areas, so it's kind of like in and out. But yeah, I'm here. What's up?
It's all
What's
good,
happening?
bro.
What's on the docket for today?
Whatever you want to talk about.
Whatever, man. We were just kind of, talking good stuff about you and Gods of Gaming and how driven you are, and yeah, man, we like what you're doing, man.
Well, I'll tell you guys one thing. I am definitely driven when it comes to Gods of Gaming. Like,
I know.
There's a few people that kind of been like, I'm kind of, it's kind of hard because I pick everyone's brain. Like if I haven't got to you yet, I'm probably gonna get to you because I know what people have strong points in, and I think me and NRS probably had this conversation real recently. Yep. And like there's things when I say I am driven. What you guys see is I am definitely driven. I think one thing I do, I put all my effort in, all my focus in, honestly, is Gods of Gaming and trying to improve upon it from a on paper as best as I possibly can. If I could put a plan together, this is going to be the best plan by the time I'm ready to go. Like I'm ready to go, but it's a couple things that kind of slow me down, like, with Vulcan. I kind of like, you kind of want to know where you are on Vulcan, but, the plan is still to launch on Vulcan, be the first place to launch on Vulcan. I plan on, and what I have been doing, I've been talking to different communities out there, gaming communities, and also a couple projects. One in particular I'm trying to get in contact right now because they have a decent product already ready to go. But it's really about, getting some partnerships done with Gods of Gaming. There's a lot of projects revving up for the next bull run, and I kind of want to just, get the communities, linked up. Even if it's a small partnership, exposure to different communities is good either way. And that's really about what it's going to be about, is bringing communities together under Gods of Gaming to really understand what's going on. Because one thing, when it comes to crypto, one thing is, there's one thing to have games on crypto. There's another thing is the game good? And one thing I want to make sure Gods of Gaming has is, when you come to Gods of Gaming, the stuff that's under the umbrella, is going to be good. That start off. Now, are you going to make money? Are you going to earn? That's up to you. All that stuff that falls under a totally different purview. But the one thing you will know when you come to Gods of Gaming is that the games, titles that are on Gods of Gaming are going to be definitely worth it, because they're going to be, I would say, I'm not going to say handpicked, but they're going to be quality controlled.
How many games do you think at launch you'll have under your umbrella? Like 5 or 10, or like one or 5?
At launch, when it comes down, when it's on Vulcan, I want to have as many as possible I can drive up. There's technically, I want to have over 10. Period. That's like.
So you're bringing them in. You're not making the games.
So that's minimally. You want to have 10.
I want to, as far as like having a solid. Hey, we want you to put your game on Gods of Gaming. I want to have those set up now.
And that's the thing, right?
A functional game.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So Gods of Gaming isn't just about putting out games themselves. Gods of Gaming is about promoting other people's games that they've.
It's like a game hub, then, right?
A gaming hub, exactly, Terry. Exactly. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit, Fowler?
Yeah. So let's take an example. Let's say I go out there and go to a whole bunch of communities, right? And I go out there, talk to 10 NFT trading card games, right?
Right.
I want, if they have a decent product, their game is fun, and I can tell that there's going to be earning potential there, I want it on Gods of Gaming. Okay. Now, if the game finished, that depends on the project, but having a solid commitment to putting their finished product on Gods of Gaming, that is a priority. So, you know, if you're a project, right, you're a project out there, and you're dealing with some type of game. It could be an NFT game. It could be an actual full-blown immersive game, right? It could be a gamifying game, like just like a simple press of a button and whatever your outcome is, that is. It's a form of gambling almost, like a real form of gambling. Yeah. That stuff can fall under there. I mean, at some point, am I going to say Gods Game is going to be a full-blown casino one day? No. But we want to have casino, games on there as well. So there's, these projects that, projects like BNB Pot. I wouldn't think BNB Pot would probably want to centralize themselves, not centralize, but like put themselves on a gaming hub, because it kind of feels like they're building like more like a gambling hub almost. But other projects that have they want to make games that are more like a game, like a roulette, stuff like that, they can be on Gods Gaming as well. And all this stuff can be categorized as well. It's not like something that would be hard to kind of like categorize and separate and divide. No, that's simple stuff. That's UI stuff. So there's no certain game that cannot be on Gods Gaming. It's really just a real simple criteria, honestly. You can work with our model, right, our revenue model, and then on top of that, your game is of quality. That's it.
Nice. So, because you're such a big gamer yourself, is that where your connections come from? Or because you want to do this, Go ahead.
Well, when it comes to it, it's like when I first, when gaming started, blockchain gaming really, came into my eye. I really, really, really was underwhelmed. I was really underwhelmed with what I saw. And I know it can be better. I know it can be better. I know it can. Because the tech of blockchain is 100 times better than what the traditional gaming industry is putting out with their games as far as the infrastructure, right? Like as far as protection of funds, as far as the blockchain being pretty much a ledger. All these things can work hand in hand with gaming. It really can. And you can actually build upon better games. You can build better games with the tech that's available. And if the gaming industry, the traditional gaming industry right now is just trying to get into blockchain, that means the space is wide open for opportunity. Wide open, because they're behind, and they have to learn just like everybody else has to learn.
Right. So the last real video game I played a long time ago, besides Wii, that doesn't count, was like Grand Theft Auto. It was like the last game I really played. Yeah. So you're saying on the blockchain they could make that even better?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about it, I mean, Grand Theft Auto is actually, now that you said that, Grand Theft Auto 6, they're already planning to do crypto things in that game.
Okay.
So, technically, that wouldn't be a franchise that might not be interested in somebody like me coming up to them or trying to get a conversation with them to kind of implement something like this. They'll be more likely to want to take the idea than actually partner up with the idea. But there are tons of games that are equivalent or different type of games that can provide those type of games that people would be interested in if they can earn. That's the big difference with these games, right? Like if Grand Theft Auto doesn't have a earning model built into his game, into the system, right, into his infrastructure, and I say, hey, to a group of gamers that are interested in earning potential while they game, I'm like, hey, your favorite game is Grand Theft Auto, right? Well, guess what? I have Grand Theft Manual, okay? I got Grand Theft Manual, and it's just as good as Grand Theft Auto, just maybe a little bit different. Do you think if I tell them that the big difference is name branding versus earning potential, someone who wants to earn money, do you think they are gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna stay on Grand Theft Auto where I'm making no money, I can't sell none of the clothes I buy, all the money I have in my character's inventory I can't do anything with after this game is over with, or I'm tired of this game. I can't sell anything to nobody. I can't make any type of earning potential off this game. And I tell them, an alternate game that's similar like the game they have fun with, you can do all those things. So, are you telling me that they would not take that opportunity to try a different game?
Sure, I mean that makes sense, Fowler. So is that kind of the target of what you're looking for with Gods of Gaming? Is the play to earn aspect?
So there's a whole bunch of aspects to this thing. I mean, that's one of them. It's one of the biggest. It's more the driver of why I want to. This was pretty much my purpose, right? Like this was the purpose. When we talk about starting a crypto project, one thing I was always told, and I was told this before I came to this community. If you want to start a project, you need to solve something.
Well, that's any business, right? That's any business, Fowler. So if you want to make money, if you can solve a problem that people have and bring it to the mass of people that have that problem, you're gonna make money, right? That's with business in general. Right. Yeah.
So Fowler, I know you just muted your mic, but if you develop a game and you need, say, voice actors, I know some of the biggest ones are top tier people, like did Street Fighter, unlocked characters, did Full Metal Alchemist, they direct and do anime, they do all the Comic-Cons as voice actors.
Oh, well, that's good to know, Terry. Thanks for just saying that now, man. Appreciate it.
Well, I didn't understand. No, I didn't.
It's supposed to be brothers, man. It's supposed to be a team.
I need a narrator for my book, right? And Terry's just like, I just know a bunch of
Terry, I've had this the second time. Terry, I can't believe Terry is even really.
Thank you.
Really? Why would you do that to us, Terry?
Right.
But I just.
Thanks, Chris.
You know what's funny? What's funny? If I have control, by the time if I have control over creation and content creation and stuff like that, if everything works out and I'm not like I haven't got over swamped with the business side of getting all this stuff, maintaining all this.
Well, hopefully I can help you with that side of things, Fowler.
Yeah, bro. I'm trust me. I already told you, bro. Like it's only a matter of time. It's just I want to get it's for me, guys. Like for me with all this, could I have tried to get out third party help and everything? Could have, but I wanted to learn this stuff. I really wanted to learn
inside out
creating NFT, creating the NFT mint.
And he's done a fantastic job. If you look at his NFT mint, I actually reached out to him a few days ago and said, "Man, what platforms did you use to do your NFT mint? Because I would love to learn how to do that." And he shared all that info with me. And it looks great. The stuff that he's put together is fantastic. I mean, it looks like a dev did it, right? But Fowler did it. It's cool, man. And that's that drivenness that I was talking about.
I'm pretty sure he used me as the template for Zeus.
There you go.
So I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, they're my abs, Chris.
They're not mine.
Yeah, they are. They ain't mine.
I got one ab.
I was telling my son, he was talking about when he was younger. He's like, you were military, pretty buff, everything like that. I said, yeah. He said, you want to start working out? I said, dude, I'm too old to be working out. I did all that a long time ago. I said, when I was younger, I had an 8-pack. Now I got a keg.
You got party ball.
Yeah, I'm just carrying around a keg now, man.
That's good. And how did he react when you said that? Did he laugh?
If you guys need a connection, I have a connection to voices. If it worked out.
Good to know, man. Good to know, Terry. After I already paid somebody to do the voice of my book, I appreciate that.
Well,
man.
you want a guy, and this is a girl.
I'm just messing with you, man. That's cool.
Someone said that in the comments one time when I was with Fowler or whatever. They were like, "It looks like Chris." One of the.
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah. One of the. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it took me a while to get the lightning to come out of my eyes, but we got it, didn't we, Fowler? We got it.
Chris usually has it coming out of the other end, unfortunately.
Jalapenos.
Hey, man, don't be telling people stuff.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. No, but there's when it comes to the gaming aspect, man, we all know I swear to it, right? The gaming does not have a downtrend. It doesn't have.
No, in fact, it picks up in the points where we're depressed or the economy's depressed and the economy's down. Gaming picks up because people do it for that endorphin rush. They do it to bring them happiness and
have a connection.
Yeah, man. Yeah, 150%. So Fowler's right. There's no real downtime to the gaming industry, and that's what I love about it, and why when Fowler asked me to be a part of Gods of Gaming in any capacity, I'm like, sure, man, it just makes sense. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, it is. You gotta think about it like this, and this is how I look at it, right? Okay, so you have a blockchain called the Vulcan blockchain. What you need is volume. Volume pumps everything. You need more volume. Volume. And well, if games is constantly always bringing in X amount of dollars every single year, no matter if the unemployment rate in the U.S. hikes up, if the unemployment rate in overseas hikes up, guess what? Gaming goes up. No matter where it goes up to the economic downturn. NR's right. He's right. It's been proven. And what's one thing you would want on your blockchain is games. Like games, even when the market is down, right? Everybody always saying, "Oh, the crypto market is down. The crypto market is down. The crypto market is down." But if you fill it with enough games, is the volume still there even when the crypto market is down? I mean, think about it. You being the blockchains that have the good games, the games that's going to end up looking like Roblox and Fortnite, and doing those type of numbers. The blockchain that gets the next hot game, you don't have to worry about when it's not a bull run, when it's in a bear market. Your blockchain doesn't have to worry about too much, especially if you're like us who are invested early into Vulcan blockchain, right? And we pretty much get paid off the mechanics of the Vulcan blockchain, right? You want something that's going to steer you through and push you through, drive you through without a hitch.
I agree with you, Fowler. I agree with you, and I think our timing, especially now with Vulcan getting ready to launch, I mean, sure, we're still in a bear market, but I have no doubt that the bull is right around the corner. So the best time, in my opinion, to launch is at the end of the bear coming into the bull. And I think I'm not saying that's where we are right now, but we're damn close. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And I think you bring up a great point, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is, we're starting off right. Like, I hope no one thinks that if Gods of Gaming gets off to on fire, awesome. But, it's for me, Gods of Gaming, imagine Gods of Gaming a year, 2 years, when there's games on the hub, when Gods of Gaming is producing small, medium-sized, even large-scale games. The potential is endless.
The potential is endless, and we don't have to stop at the Vulcan blockchain, right? We don't have to stop at the Vulcan blockchain. I mean, we can do other blockchains, and this thing, like you said, man, it can grow exponentially. So
yeah. So the biggest thing, most recently, I was thinking, heard some ideas from a developer that's more experienced, has been around. He was telling me about cross-chain bridges, and how you could possibly get that to set up. Once this is good to go, what could you do with a cross-chain bridge? Oh, well, he was like, NFTs, right? If you're using NFTs as assets, whether it's in the game or the game itself is powered by NFTs, you can move NFTs across chains. So imagine what, if you could, if it's let's just say a Binance NFT, right? Yeah, it's going to have its value compared to who knows about that NFT on the Binance Smart Chain, right? But if you really think about it, if you can get something on multiple chains, right, and it gets big enough, it gets a following, right, you're moving in multiple chains with one brand, right? You're on multiple chains, one brand, and your NFTs would appreciate in value just because of that. because it's getting more traction between more eyes. More people understand what's going on. Now, will revenue sharing NFTs for God's Gaming be around forever? No. Once it's done minting, whoever owns them, owns them. Now, guess what? That allows you to be able to pretty much set the mark.
So that's kind of like Gala. So like Gala has NFTs or nodes. I think Gala has nodes that they've sold out, and you can't get a Gala node now unless you're spending 80, 90, 100K to get a Gala node, right?
Yeah.
So you're paying a pretty penny at this point. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. I mean, not exactly the same thing, but you get what I'm saying. It's in theory. Yeah. That's kind of how the revenue sharing NFT will work, almost paying out like a node. So yeah, like a Gala node, you can't get one now for under, like I said, 80 to 100K. It's just not going to happen because they're putting out so much. So I can see the gaming, the revenue sharing NFT from a gaming hub being very similar to that.
Yeah.
And exactly kind of like we're doing with Prism, with Prism blockchain, we're multi-chain, right? And I can see something like this thriving there, being multi-chain. I can. And I think the possibilities are limitless almost. Really.
Yeah, and it to me, like, it kind of, for me, in a perfect world, I would want to start selling these revenue sharing NFTs after I talk to as many blockchain communities as I possibly could. I really would. But in my mind, as far as releasing the revenue sharing NFTs, it's really started off with this community. Because again, I don't have this start without this community. I guarantee. I'm telling you because I know for a fact because I've tried it before. So, and I know this community does a big part for my development with Guys and Gaming and pretty much everything else, even my influencer career, right? So, when it comes to Guys and Gaming and releasing these revenue sharing NFTs, I'm going to release them when the community has the best opportunity to acquire them because
which is cool. You're in essence giving back. I mean, sure, it's kind of funding the project as well, but at the same time, you're giving the community an opportunity to make a bunch of money off of what Gods of Gaming is doing.
Right.
Isn't there a layer 0 blockchain that might be able to be useful for this?
Yeah. I mean, that's
pretty
awesome,
Prism?
man. Yeah.
Prism, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I said, man. I don't see why I could see this being a thing,
everywhere.
Man. No doubt. Yeah. There you go. 7 Seas. Gala nodes about 93. Like I said, somewhere between 80 and 100K. And that's right there, man. So I think what Fowler's doing just makes sense. And he's got the vision. He's got the drive. I see where he's trying to go. And I really like what Fowler's doing. Yeah.
And, the biggest thing is a lot of people are, you got to kind of see it. And I haven't really put it on like white paper really like in depth, but Gods of Gaming is going to be boots on the ground. Like we're going to be at expos, we're going to be at crypto conventions, we're going to be at gaming conventions, we're going to be all over the place because really it's about spreading the word and the name. And then on top of that, when it comes to gaming developers, like there's a lot of like indie starting off game developers that be at expos and they're looking for an opportunity that the bigger publishers are just not going to give them. And a lot of them don't even understand crypto. But that's where the education is going to have to come in. And guess what? You're only going to be able to get to these people at conventions because they're not going to just be like, hey, let's go look up some crypto stuff and learn how to, make games in crypto.
Right.
In crypto land. They're not going to do that. They're still going to go for the EAs of the world, the Epic Games of the world.
Sure. The big game developers, basically, is what you're saying, Fowler. Yeah. And it makes sense. I mean, we're so early in this, and we still are. We're so early in this crypto blockchain game that that I hear what you're saying, Fowler. I mean, when you present this to people at those types of expos, those early developers that haven't quite gotten with a big name company like you said, one of those that you named. I mean, I can definitely see that, and I don't see why they wouldn't see the vision of where you're trying to go.
Yeah, it's. I mean, for the smaller developers, it's for them. It's going to be.
And they're still talented too. Just because they're a smaller developer doesn't mean they're not as talented as some of those other guys, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they're just as good, right?
Correct.
They're just as good. They a lot of developers just looking for opportunity, man, and they can't necessarily all the time get that opportunity with the bigger names. And this is where I believe Gods of Gaming has the best opportunity to squeeze in and really do some damage to where the big names would usually abuse, right? They take these smaller developers, right, and they just just like if you were buying a car, right? If a car salesman can tell if you're super interested in being getting a car from that car dealership.
Fowler, we're losing you, buddy.
We're losing you a little bit, and unfortunately,
yeah. Stop.
Okay, there you go. I think you're back, and I had a question for you, Fowler, and if you're in a position where you can talk a little bit more. So I'm a developer, okay? I'm a game developer, and you approach me. And I'm liking what you're saying, and I'm loving the blockchain aspect. What are you in Gods of Gaming offering me as a developer to wanna do business with Gods of Gaming? Want to jump on your platform and be a developer under Gods of Gaming? How is that going to look?
Hold on 1 second. I think I'm desyncing right now. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can clear this up.
Take your time, brother.
I heard you though.
Take your time, brother.
Okay, I think
cool.
I got you.
Take your time, brother.
Okay, I think I got you.
Right.
So, and as far as what are we providing? So we're trying with Gods of Gaming. We're going to utilize NFTs, right? Like as you can see, I'm utilizing revenue sharing NFTs for as far as investors are concerned right now. There will be it'll be a style of revenue sharing, but it's not necessarily like what the investors are dealing with. It'll be a little bit different, but this will be for developers. So this will be more of a performance-based NFT that, it's not necessarily sealed in stone. I can't really give you all that because I'm still, as far as the model itself is still, working that out. But it will be utilizing NFTs where the developers, once this game hub is developed and developers are able to put their games on the actual hub, it will be tracked by performance, meaning there will be ways for
so you're going to measure basically metrics of the game as far as users, players.
Yes, as far as like entering in whether they're subscribed to certain games, right? Some games might, we might have different models on how you would create revenue for your game, right? Sometimes there's games that have cash shops, right? Some have cash shops, some don't have cash shops. Some may be subscription-based games, right? You might want to make your game subscription-based. So you might want to have a way where people's NFTs are pretty much tracked to the point where in order for them to get access to your game, they have to have an NFT. That NFT could go deactivate because there's NFTs that are subscription-based NFTs that are out there right now. Whereas if you don't pretty much, renew your NFT, it basically goes inactive. And there's going to be different models for developers to work with, but it will be performance tracked, right? So, and then you will earn based on your project's performance. So it won't be just some average number because the whole hub is doing money, everybody makes money. No, it won't be like that. Other than, again, investors who have revenue sharing NFTs, that's kind of where that comes in because of the revenue sharing pool and stuff like that. That's more like tokenomics. This is more or less, this is performance-based tracking for the game developers, and they will be paid based upon net. So it's gonna be something for developers out there to make money and at a fair rate, by the way, because as we know, Apple, Google Pay, again, Ubisoft, PlayStation Store, Nintendo Store, Xbox Store, Epic Games, all these guys, their fees are pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
Their fees are pretty high, and being competitive is going to be the number one thing.
They truly are. You hit the nail on the head there. They truly are. Some of the fees are actually astronomical for some of the developers, and you're spot on with that. So if you can be way more competitive, I can definitely see there being an opportunity there, no doubt.
Yeah, because I mean, it's one thing to start off as a new developer. You gotta, you want to start off with your new project. You think you have a great game here, and guess what? It's being hampered because the place that you're placing the game on is pretty much sucking up all of your profits, everything that you working hard. You worked hard for. They're taking advantage of, and they will do that. They will do it.
Yeah, Fowler's got nothing but great things to say about all kinds of stuff. So knowledgeable.
Again, I love the man's drive.
I mean,
I can't say enough about he's so driven.
If you guys see, with the white paper, I have this. I got a couple programs, and it's really to help the project in whole. Like I have the ambassador program, right? Like the ambassador program is something for people who truly believe in Gods of Gaming. You may be even an investor in Gods of Gaming at some point, but one thing that I'm really big on is one, recognition for people who go out and support the main cause, which is Gods of Gaming, right? So if you're out there supporting Gods of Gaming, I think the ambassador programs for you, especially if you're a person who goes around in different Discords, different communities, and you're talking about you run into a lot of gaming projects. You'd be like, oh man, you know what? I think this is something should be on Gods of Gaming, because guess what? So Gods of Gaming will be on Vulcan blockchain, right? You're somebody who wants to see Vulcan blockchain perform. This is your opportunity with the ambassador program to go out there, make deals, right? We're going to give you an ambassador NFT. I don't have the benefits yet for the ambassador NFTs, what people will get as benefits, but trust me, there's going to be ways of rewarding people who go out and try to make this work, not just with Gods of Gaming, but Vulcan blockchain as a whole. So,
right on. So let me ask you this, Fowler. With Vulcan, obviously, it's a rebasing blockchain that's never been done before. So they're bringing something different to the table than blockchain games that are already out there. Do you see this as a huge opportunity with Vulcan because of that rebasing aspect, because of the fact that you're going to be able to get those rebases, you're going to be able to get the power pool, you're going to have those functions that bring that extra income? Do you see this as a bigger opportunity for gaming than any other blockchain out there at the moment?
Well, I can tell you a couple things. With Gods of Gaming and Vulcan blockchain, I think Vulcan blockchain with that rebasing gives another aspect that we as Gods of Gaming can look at as a way to bolster, let's just say, revenue for Gods of Gaming. So, utilize. Now, does that mean that we'll have tokenomics that basically, adopt rebasing? No. Or maybe it will in the future. Right off the back, right now, the tokenomics for Gods of Gaming does not, it does not include rebasing. But there is plans for rebasing. It's just not with these two tokens that I plan on launching for Gods of Gaming. But as far as rebasing is concerned, in general, for the Vulcan blockchain, I do 100% believe that there can be some serious innovative ways of making new type of games with rebasing, and not
so basically some new games incorporating that rebasing aspect you feel like this may even open up a whole new avenue for games.
Oh,
that's.
Oh yeah, Nick Caliani was talking about it when he first initially talked about the rebasing core on the Vulcan blockchain.
I love
right?
Nick. I personally, I love Nick. By the way, I don't know how you guys feel about Nick, but the guy's always got a smile on his face. The guy's always positive. I personally love Nick Caliani, and the stuff that he's doing with the NFTs, with the 3D, and I mean, it's just it's epic. I mean, that's with his marketplace. I feel like it's just epic. So I really like what Nick's bringing to the space. 150%. Yeah.
It brings a whole lot of depth.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like Nick is just one of those guys, he's just that guy that you can definitely tell he's not a follower. Nick's a leader. He's a leader in the space.
Like a pioneer,
right? It shines, man. He's a pioneer and it shines. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's one thing, like we definitely have to understand like how big that Death Starter that he's trying to get going.
And you've played with that, right, Fowler? You've played around with that, right?
Yeah, I'm still playing around. I'm still trying to get it. I haven't cracked the code yet, but I'm still working at it. But it's some serious. When you really look at what that Death Starter does, it just makes everything easier to do.
Sure. Well, especially when it comes to the Vulcan blockchain, right? With the rebasing and that aspects of it, it really cuts down the developer time.
Oh, big time. And that's, if people really look around, I mean, if you look at there's a lot of blockchains out there that have, either no code services, or they have something like a Death Starter where it's like, hey, if you understand this enough, you can just hit one button and everything will pop up once you fill out everything.
I'm
right?
familiar. Sure.
Right. So, I mean, having this on Vulcan blockchain is clutch, is key, it is needed. If you look at, and I was trying to talk about a little bit earlier today, but a lot of stuff with everything that's going down in the community right now kind of over swamped everything. But your map came out with the multi-sender token. I mean, the multi-sender project, right? For the blockchain. That is so needed, and I don't think people even understand what they're going to be. It makes us doing revenue sharing so much easier.
Agreed.
Right?
100%.
You can make a script. Yes, you can make a script. You can have everything work where it sends to the the addresses that's tied to the NFTs. Yes, you could do that. But guess what? Your map is say, you know what? I made something even a super, super, super duper easy solution for you. Yeah. And that's going to help Vulcan blockchain so much. And people, I don't think regular investors really understand like how much that's going to do for the Vulcan blockchain as far as simplicity. And it's going to make projects come into here saying, hey, they have a lot of the service that you see on a lot of blockchains, the multi-sender stuff.
It's going to make their job easier, so the devs are basically not going to have to do as much, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There you go.
And I think that got kind of lost.
I guarantee you that got lost earlier, but I took that away as well. So that's great that you brought that point up. So thanks for that, Fowler. You're 150% right. That's a great point, and I do feel like that got lost in the weeds a little bit.
Yeah, and it sucks because honestly, I think those the Death Starter, the multi-sender stuff, that stuff is key because those are like core services that most blockchains have, and most projects that that's going to use EVM, that's going to EVM in, they look for that stuff because they're used to using it on other blockchains.
Yep. You're 150% right, man. No doubt. Yeah.
I like how you always hear the excitement in Fowler's voice. Always.
Yeah, it's hard not to get excited after hearing Fowler talk about stuff, especially his own projects. I mean, it's man. I see big things for Gods of Gaming. I really do.
It is. It's hard for me sometimes to even talk about my project because I feel like because I leak stuff so much, man. I'm like a bucket
I know,
with a hole
man.
in it.
I know.
But I'm so excited. I be so excited because I want to share it with everybody. But it's like it's hard because if you share everything, you ain't gonna have nothing left.
So what he's saying is
That's what she said.
Yeah, right.
We can play poker with him. He has no poker face.
No, I have no poker face.
But no, I mean, I mean,
I'd love to play Fowler in poker, dude. I'd be like,
be rich.
Giving me, I'd own games of God.
Fowler and I have had many conversations backstage, and I know what his vision is and where he's trying to go, and it's really mind blowing. It's amazing. I feel like if he just unleashed it all, I feel like people wouldn't comprehend the vast amount of information that would just come pouring out. Let's put it that way.
And I like the fact, I mean, I'm not here to like stroke him his ego, but I like the fact that Fowler is learning what he doesn't know, so he understands what he doesn't know, and then also reach out to folks who knows more. So
he's educating himself.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like that's what's impressive, and that's why I like the guy.
For me, it's like I'm a person that takes accountability when it's under my watch. When something's on my watch, I'm definitely accountable for it. And one thing I don't want to I don't want to happen is me get caught lacking. Meaning something happens and I don't know how to take care of it. Right? Or I don't know a alternate way, or I don't know a fix, or I don't even know how to even hey, the person who's being inconvenienced by Guys of Gaming right now, I don't even know how to even rectify your issue right now because I don't know what the hell is going on. I'll never get caught like that. I will never get caught like that, and I don't want to get caught like that. So that's why I learn.
Makes sense. That makes sense. Smart. And we appreciate you sharing all the info with us, Fowler. I mean, it's we again, I know where you're trying to go just from having conversations with you and stuff like that, but I don't think everybody out there understands the magnitude, if that makes sense, of where you're trying to go. Yeah.
And that's hard too, because information you can't share. So
exactly.
Right. And that makes it hard because, like Fowler said, he's a bug with holes in it. He wants to share everything. So
and I get what he's saying when he says that. Like, I just want to throw it all out there and then people get it. But just trust and know that Fowler has the community's best intentions, at heart. But yet he's trying to do some really cool things in the gaming space as well, while utilizing the Vulcan blockchain and what it brings to the table. So. Yeah. While also keeping it open to other blockchains, right? Yeah. So he's also not trying to limit it to the Vulcan blockchain. That's just the start, So
yeah, I mean, we have to expand.
Yep.
You can't make this work. Guys of Gaming cannot work with just Vulcan blockchain. It may at one point if we sit and wait for maybe a year, maybe. But no.
But even then, it doesn't make sense to not expand, right?
Exactly. You want everybody to know about Guys of Gaming, and then Vulcan blockchain, powered by Vulcan blockchain. You want that to be there because when it comes down to it, man, like the crypto is small, but it's big, right? There's so many blockchains, and they have so many amount of community members spread out on all these blockchains, spread out between all the projects on the blockchain, right? So, if you want, for me to see a reality of $1 billion project with Guys of Gaming, it's going to take spread of across the blockchains and getting that exposure out there. Am I going to grab every single eye out there, every single gamer? No, probably not. But guess what? I'm going to try to tell as many people I can possibly get in contact with, or a video can reach, or, people from, the community that spread the word through other people. I know what I have here. Right?
But if you're doing the damn thing, Fowler, I think it's going to spread organically. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel. I do feel like organic. I mean, come on, guys. That's the best form of just like marketing, honestly.
Yep.
You know, but overall, you got to have everything. You got to have all your ducks set up, because there's no point of pushing something out and there's no real plans behind it. Everything that you see on the white paper, it has plans behind it. There's plans behind it. It may not. I can only put so much description on that white paper before it becomes too much to read, right? Like people have short attention spans.
At some point, at some point it becomes confusing. Not just confusing, right, but it becomes a word salad, right? It's I can only describe this in one way. If I describe it multiple ways, people get confused and they start they have questions and blah, blah, blah. So I mean, 110%. Yeah.
I'm not a gamer, but every time he talks, I want to listen to more about gaming. Right? I don't play games.
I'm with you, Terry. Like I got into video games when I was a kid. I played a bunch of video games and this, that, the other, and I kind of got out of it. But I mean, it's a huge industry. Yeah, I mean, you can't ignore it.
I just know when I play, I just lose track of everything, and nothing gets done at my house. So I just said, my wife and I used to play when we first got married, and I'd come home from work, and her eyes are like bleeding because she's trying to beat the next level. So my wife's more of a gamer than I am. So
what's that? Mookie Crypto NR. You need to own what you just said. You guys are the meaning of what true community are. So I appreciate that, Mookie Crypto. Appreciate that. Honest and that's kind of what we're trying to be. I mean, even with the property flex that we're coming out with, which is opposite what Fowler's trying to do in gaming. We're trying to do it with real estate, but at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is bring real world and crypto together. And I really feel like that's what the space needs to help with mass adoption.
Yep.
Now, are you going to get 1,000x on your money? No, you're not. It's just not going to happen. Are you going to get a steady return that you can't get in a bank? Sure. You're going to get a great return on your money that you can't get anywhere else. And we're going to have functions in place like our safety net and things like that. So you're not going to lose on your investment. So it's a safer place to invest. So what we're looking to do is a safer project in crypto that's real world asset backed, and you're going to get a return on your money. Yeah. Especially with the Vulcan blockchain, you're going to get the flex, you're going to get the power pool rewards, but you're also going to have that safety net as well. So we're trying to give more stabilization to crypto, if that makes sense. And that's what we're trying to do. And I think we're doing a good job of it. And I feel like if it gets as big as we're planning, I feel like people are going to make some serious money. They're going to get some serious returns, but it's going to be safe.
Right. And so I know Milky said that what interests him was the 44%.
Correct. Yep.
So, but I mean, I'm getting like 11, 12, 13 to 15% on some other crypto. And I'm like, I'm thrilled with that.
But that's crypto, right? But that's other cryptos. Right. And that's not like real world stuff like 401ks and bank accounts. You're not going to see anything over 7-8%. And that's even stretching it for, I mean, a bank account now, if you get 1%, you're lucky for like a savings account or a checking account. So,
right.
I mean, that's peanuts. And a lot of 401ks, they're so, I wouldn't say volatile, but they're up and down. And I don't even put money into my 401k anymore. I put it into crypto because the returns are so much better. So it's like, we're trying to be that. We're trying to be that again. We're not trying to be that degen play, right? You're not going to make 1,000x. It's just what we're doing. That's not the play,
right?
So what we're trying to do is bring some stability and a good interest rate, good return on your money, whilst keeping it safe at the same time. So we're not a degen play by any means. Obviously, you can go into some degen plays. You can make a 10, 100, 1,000x on your money, but there's also a lot of risk involved with those. a
Go to
huge
zero.
risk involved with those. They could go to zero. You can have somebody lock your money up and start fucking with your money at that point. We've seen it, right? I mean, it happens. You know, so we're trying to be that stable part of investing in crypto where you put your money in, you feel comfortable that you're not going to lose, but yet you're going to get a decent gain on your money. So maybe that's where you, if you're a super degen and you really love putting in on those projects, maybe we're where you put your money after you've made it over here on the degen plays, or instead of putting it in your 401k or instead of putting it in the bank, you put it with us. Yeah, and it's going to be safe, it's going to be steady, and you're going to have a great return on your money. I'm figuring somewhere around 18-25%. I mean, that's a great return on your money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you figure if you can compound that kind of interest, if you can compound that kind of interest for a year or two, you're going to be a millionaire if you put in a couple thousand. If you look at the magic of compounding, right?
You're way ahead of that. Yeah.
Sure. Well, that's kind of like the hedge that I sent you, and that's what that's about.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think that pays out about 18% max.
Yeah.
And if you play with that calculator, if you put $5,000 in 2 years, you're a millionaire.
Yep.
You know, if you keep compounding over and over again, that's just
let it ride.
The eighth wonder of the world. So we're trying to keep it safe with a good return. And I feel like when you merge those two things and then you merge the real world with the crypto, I think it's beautiful. It's beautiful, Lo.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all because I mean, I made some big money on some degen plays, but
sure, we all have. And this, what we're bringing to the table is not that degen play. Right. So if you're looking for that, please don't put your money in. You know,
so like 95% of my money goes in long-term, steady growth, outperforms anything in another world.
So that's smart.
I might throw a little bit of money and gamble on some degen, but
because at the end of the day, the degen stuff is gambling, right? That's all it is it's a gamble. So what real men do when it comes to their money is they put it places where you're going to get some type of guaranteed return that is stable.
Yep.
That's what we do.
Because we look out for the generations behind us.
Goddamn right. You look out for your kids, man. And that's what it's about. So 150%. And that's what we're trying to do with Property Flex. And the cool thing is guys like Crypto Legend and Milky, they've already got 20, 30, 50 deals coming across their desk already before we even have the investment ready to go.
Right.
So once we've raised the money, it's a no-brainer. We've already got the investments ready to go. So it's going to be a beautiful thing. And then as we grow and get bigger and bigger, those that got in earlier are going to profit more and profit more as we get bigger and bigger.
I want NFT first run.
I'm telling you, man, it's going to be awesome. I mean, I'm putting in a good bit of money myself at the beginning, and that's how we're going to make our money. You know, we're going to be heavily invested. So
I won't be able to throw down what you throw down, but I'm going to play my part.
Yeah, but the four of us investing our own money, I think that just goes to show you
put your money where your
conviction. Put your money where your mouth is. The conviction that we have behind it, and we know this is going to succeed.
What's that Sammy Hagar song says? Money talks and BS walks. 3 lot box.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Yeah. Sammy Hagar. Yes, sir.
I definitely can't wait.
No doubt.
I've been definitely interested in Property Flex because again, I've always wanted to get into real estate, but never knew.
Well, yeah. The other cool thing about it, Fowler, that you're bringing that up is that you've never really been in that space or blah blah blah. Is what Milky does. Is he actually educates on a worldwide platform, right? So that's going to be the added bonus is when you join our Discord, Milky's actually gonna, and not just Milky, I mean myself too. I've done 20, 30 million in real estate transaction myself, so I'm no slouch, but I'm not to the degree that these guys are.
You're not Tony
Milky's
Robbins.
a damn, yeah, exactly. So, Milky's going to be bringing in the Discord some of that knowledge that if you want to take what he's giving you and you want to spin off and do something on your own, Milky's going to help you get to that place.
Yep.
And that's the bonus that we're kind of offering for free, which nobody else is doing. So you're kind of getting the secret sauce for free.
So $49.99
really
a month renewal.
Right, man. And that's the cool part. And that's one of those things that even when we started this, Milky even said, he's like, look, guys, I really want the educational part to be a huge thing here. I want people who always wanted to get into real estate, but maybe never did or didn't know how. I want them to learn, and I want to provide that information to them. And I think that's awesome. And that's going to be that, again, that little piece that you get for free that other projects aren't giving. Nobody's going to give you that secret sauce, but Milky's willing to do that. And I think it's phenomenal, actually. Yeah.
Yep. Because that's a whole lot of sorrows and blood and tears. He
man. I mean, we've all, and myself included, man, I've lost a lot of money making stupid mistakes, just like in crypto. I've done some stupid shit in crypto and lost money. If I could pass along what I've learned to other individuals and they don't have to make those mistakes in real estate, bonus,
Right.
Because I truly have. I mean, I've had contractors bone me, steal money from me, numerous things. That's just the start of it, is dealing with contractors. So, yeah, but there's a lot of stuff there that we have to bring to the table that I feel like people can learn from. And again, that's the free value of joining our Discord and becoming part of the project.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
A lot of good stuff happening in the world for us. I mean, the crypto world.
Truly. So, guys, do you? I know you put up some dates earlier, Chris. I think it was like July 4th. So, do we feel like that's going to be
June the 3rd?
Yeah.
The announcement that I read last and that I saw was June the 3rd, Saturday, June the 3rd at 8 p.m. Eastern time is what the SafeUgo launch is supposed to be.
Right.
I mean, that might change, and I haven't seen anything different, but I think that they thought it was 7 p.m. Eastern, and I wanted to clarify that. So
okay, well, I appreciate you doing that. So we've got
and it's going to go B&B first, the first 12 hours.
B&B is going to be the first 12 hours, and then Seifu after that, the Seifu pairs. Now, what do you guys think as far as launching the blockchain? Do you think we're looking at Q2? Do you guys think it's going to get into July? What are your personal opinions?
I strongly think it's I still think. I still think. I mean, I'm not. It's just a semi-educated guess, but it's a guess. But I'm looking. I'm thinking July 4th, just maybe because my favorite holiday and everything. But I think that they're shooting for Q2. Yeah. I think they might have a little bit of a delay. Maybe. I don't know. Or it might. We might be talking August. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I think August is a bit of a stretch. I don't see August.
Valentine's.
I don't see August. I think July 4th might be pretty cool with the fireworks and Independence.
If you do the math on July 4th, and this is what I was just throwing that out there when I was talking to Daniel, but he did the math, and the first fire pit is on Richard Hudman's birthday.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's neat. And then the second fire pit, the big one, that is on New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah, that's pretty damn cool.
Yeah. So it was like I accidentally said July 4th.
Yeah, it's pretty damn cool.
Just saying. I think there might be a little delay.
July 4th, so is there a big difference between Q2 and Q3 July 4th? A week?
Just people's attitude. Just their mindset.
People's attitude and a week, not even. So I'm good with either or. Would I like to see us launch in Q2? Sure. I think that would be pretty awesome. But early Q3 by July 4th, I think that's just as good.
Yeah, would I like to see him launch it 2 months ago? Yeah, but get it right. Let Chris and Plan B and those guys knock it out of the park.
Yep. So we currently have
debacles.
123 full node KYCs minted. So yeah, guys,
That's
if you haven't done your KYC, get it done. I do know the light nodes, which you don't have to KYC for. I've heard some stuff in the background that really sounds like the light nodes are going to be a lot easier than we thought from before. I don't even know if you won't necessarily need a virtual machine to run them. It's almost going to be as easy as like a Google extension in your browser.
Right.
As far as running the light nodes. So those that own light nodes, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with what they've come up with as far as running those light nodes. And I think that's good.
So there's 500 full nodes. That's just a little over a fifth that have finished the KYC.
For now. I mean, you still got some time. I mean, me personally, I haven't KYC'd yet.
Well, all 37, right? All 37.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've got quite a few. I plan on KYCing at least starting the process next week. So, yeah.
Because you have a bunch, and if you don't need to spend a lot of money up front, you can just gradually come into it if you want it to.
Yeah, well, the cool thing is whether you've got 1 or 10, I mean, you just KYC once and it's done.
Oh, just once? Okay, I thought it was for each one.
Nope. KYC one time and it's done.
That was expensive, you know?
Yep.
Okay.
I still haven't quite figured out the whole why the KYC, and I get the security of the blockchain and all that type of stuff, but when it comes to decentralization, the KYC throws me off a little bit.
It does this a little bit, right? A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, but I mean, I'm gonna do what I got to do to run my nodes. Obviously,
make that money. Yes, make you money.
Exactly. So, I mean, it is what it is. So, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, Biz is right. I think anybody who has a full node and doesn't KYC, I'm assuming they're just not going to allow you to interact with the blockchain and do your thing. So it benefits us that do the KYC, obviously, because the less nodes, the more money we each make.
The more volume, the more you share.
Right. We're not splitting it between 500. We're splitting it between less if those that don't want to KYC. So I highly recommend you guys get on that, because I think by the end of the month, early July, you guys are going to see mainnet. And if you don't have your node up and running, you're going to be sorry.
Yeah, you already spent the money on the node. You might as well.
Exactly. If you're not going to, then sell it. If you don't want a KYC or something, hit the aftermarket and get rid of it.
If for any reason,
I've seen people offering nodes anywhere between 15 to 20K, which is reasonable, all the way up to 65K, which I haven't seen anybody biting on the 65K. But if anybody's interested in buying a node, please reach out to me, because I have buyers and sellers constantly DMing me. I have a few light nodes for sale from some buyers that have reached out to me. So please, guys, reach out to me. If you want to buy some light nodes or a full node for Vulcan, please reach out to me. We can spark up a conversation and see if we can't make a transaction. So,
the middleman. Look at you, the middleman.
Yeah, man. And I'm not even making shit off of it. The end goal is to see, Vulcan thrive. I'm not even trying to make money off of this shit. So,
I mean, people they have a weird taste in their mouth. I mean, they already spent the money on it, and it's going to make.
I mean, that's their choice. But like, what NR is doing is basically facilitating. Okay, you want to get out? Okay, here you go. And
I'm just trying to be a trustworthy source of, like you said, Chris, just a facilitator of, hey, if you it is what it is.
Well, just think, if it takes a little longer to make the money you thought you'd make, they're still going to make the money on the blockchain.
But you figure at launch, the node's worth X amount, right? Now, with vesting, you can't pull it all out at one time, but the node still has some value. Right.
Yeah, because the Vulcan's so
I mean, but the thing about, I don't think I can get upset with NR about it. I mean, NR's what he's actually doing is helping the blockchain, because these guys are like, oh, I'm not gonna do my full whatever.
Right.
But so this means put it in the hands that somebody wants it. They want to do
Right,
the KYC.
Yep.
The KYC's up. The node's running. It's better for the blockchain. Everybody's happy.
Yeah, I didn't think anybody's upset with NR. I'm saying people who have a bad taste in general.
I hope not.
And they can facilitate to NR.
That's not his purpose. His purpose is looking out for the best interests of everybody involved.
The community, exactly right.
Yeah. Teddy One needs some light nodes, he says.
Well, there you go, Teddy
I mean,
One. We all need to get more money first. We all need to get more money first. But I mean, if you do, let me know, man. I've got at least probably 10 light nodes I know of off the top of my head that people want to get rid of. So yeah, definitely reach out to me, and we'll see if we can't put you guys in touch and strike a deal.
This broker deal going on. Look at that. No commission fees either.
Yeah,
well,
man.
I mean, it goes back to the same thing. I mean, just
at the end of the day,
by getting
exactly. I want the blockchain to be successful, right? Because I do own a few nodes. I want the blockchain to be successful, and then I make my money on the back end.
You get the project coming out on your.
And I do. I love this freaking community, man. You know, at the end of the day, like you, like Chris, I love everybody in this community. I truly do. We do have one of the best communities in crypto and DeFi, and it's amazing. I mean, some of the DMs I get from people and just reaching out and stuff, and just some of the conversations that I've had, it's pretty cool.
You know, I'm in about 10 projects, and this is the only group of people I talk to.
Yeah, man. It's
there's
something about it, right?
Just
you need to get out more, Terry.
No, I'm
talking to the wrong people.
I know,
right?
But this is more like it's more interpersonal. That one's just more business.
It is. Yeah, man. It definitely is, man. It definitely is. And yeah, best way to reach out to me if you want to DM me on Discord, hit me up on Discord, Twitter, wherever. If you've got my contact, hit me up on YouTube, whatever. You want to leave a comment on this video, if that's easy for you, I'll reach back out to you. But however you want to get in touch with me, it is what it is. Just reach out, and I will gladly have a conversation with you and try to help you get whatever it is that you're looking to do.
And put your disclaimer. It might take a day or two, but you'll get to them.
Yeah. I will always get back at you. Yep. No doubt.
Yeah. And that's what my feelings like with Kryptonian and stuff like that, and all the stuff that went down about Kryptonian. I mean, yeah, I mean, he's vocal and everything like that, but he's wanting to improve the community. And
the thing is, Kryptonian, again, that's my brother from another mother. I love that dude. We have so much in common that he really truly is like a brother to me. And he's a vocal guy, and he lives by that belief is the enemy of knowing. And
inspect what you expect, he says.
Inspect what you expect. And honestly, the CEO of the franchise that my shops, the CEO of the shops that I owned, he always used that inspect what you expect. Always. So that's not the first time I've heard that is Kryptonian. But with Kryptonian, I mean, he cares about the community. And that's why the guy does what he does and says what he says. He's not just bullshitting.
Right.
He truly does. So, like you said, Chris, he's that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I think with all this stuff going on and everything like that, it's like, he's passionate. He cares about the community. He wants to see it successful.
Yep.
So hopefully that all gets worked out, but I'm completely going on record, completely support Kryptonian and
150%.
Every single thing that he does. Now, let me tell you one thing, though. I don't agree with everything Kryptonian says. And just like with Daniel, he's allowed to be wrong. So,
sure. He's allowed to have his own opinions on things and his own
can be wrong
viewpoint. Sure. Yep.
I tell folks,
I know that we're right. This group right here, we're right.
Correct.
Kryptonian can be wrong. There's nothing wrong with that.
There you go.
I love that.
That's why I love you, Chris.
I'm going to make this into a little short, and I'm going to be sending it to him. He'll be like pissed off at me.
Yeah.
Stop sending me shit.
And it's good not to always have a yes man in your back pocket or an echo chamber either. You know?
And I think that's cool.
Right,
it's always good to have that one guy that questions authority.
Kicks the tires
you know
a
what I
little
mean? Like,
yeah.
and Kryptonian's kind of that guy. He's that guy that questions authority, man. He's that guy that you keep in your back pocket to say the establishment's doing what they're doing, and we need to put them in check. This is bullshit. And he's that guy, and I can appreciate that.
One thing though, this is a perfect opportunity to bash him, though. I mean, he's not here, right? I mean, let's start off with this shit, man. Let's say, Kryptonian, you're pissing me off, dude. I don't know what he's pissed me off about, but I just want to bash him. I am your your Bitcoin
daddy.
Your
Bitcoin daddy.
Oh,
Bitcoin Go Daddy. Yeah, I am your Bitcoin Go Daddy, Kryptonian.
That's.
I need to say that better so I can make a short out of it.
There you go. That's funny.
He's awesome.
But no, I talk to Kryptonian pretty much every day. I mean, and yeah, the guy he does. He cares. He cares about the community. He's obviously trying to launch Property Flex with myself and 2 others on Vulcan. So he cares about what's going on. He's like, what in the hell, this, that, the other. So,
I'll tell you what,
and not just that, we're trying to do a blockchain with Prism.
Right.
We have another project with Eco Token that we're involved in, and it's a lot in addition to regular life. And Kryptonian, I think, he's cut from the cloth. I agree.
Where's Monkey? Did you say Moki? Is that his name?
Moki Crypto.
Where's he from? Wait, I'm from Texas.
I'm assuming he's from Texas.
You know what, Terry? We don't want to hear from crypto. We don't want to hear from Texas people. I don't know what you're thinking, brother. I mean, seriously, Mookie. Listen, you're a great guy, I'm sure, but you're from Texas, so whatever.
Yeah, you feel like you can just wear guns and walk around.
Yeah, you can live freedom to the fullest. It gives me shit. I'm sick of you, Texans.
Hey, I open carry butt naked in my backyard. There you go.
Oh my god.
There you go.
The next time,
not a picture I want to see, but
I just said that to my wife laying next to me in the bed.
Good to know, Terry. Good to know. Yeah. It's all fun and games till she uploads that picture, right?
No, I never open carry. Never open carry.
Oh man.
Right.
It's not as fun making fun of Kryptonian with him not here. I'm not getting as much fun out of this.
I literally at the end of the day, I love that dude, man. I don't say that about many men, but I love that dude, man. I truly do. He is.
But when you're in Texas, you never stop by his house. He said, "You always like, oh, it's there,
my dude." Nah, man. That is not how that went down.
That's what he said, though.
Yeah, he's full.
I like when he gets going. He gets that left hand going at you like this. He talks like left-handed.
Yep.
I think I pissed them all off.
He starts quoting everybody.
Like a whole.
His belief country is the enemy of knowing. That's Alistair. He was an anarchist. I can't remember. It was Alistair.
Fort Worth.
Eddie, I'm not talking bad about Texas, but I'm just saying where I'm from is a better place. So that's what I'm saying.
My wife laughed at you.
I would live in Texas. Is a place I would move to. I would definitely live in.
Well,
Texas.
According to me, Texas is where all my exes live. So.
That could be expensive.
Definitely wouldn't live there then.
I'm not living in Texas, bro.
No, it's
I don't know.
I didn't know any Texans on the. in here. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. Pride said, "Y'all still on? Pride, you want to come on? You if you out of work, man, let me know. I'll send you the link. We've been on for 2:45. We'll probably get off in 15 minutes.
We started off with nothing to talk about and kept it going almost 3 hours.
We did, man. We did because Terry and I were texting and we're like, "What the hell are we going to talk about?" And we're like, "We'll figure it out.
It'll work."
All right, Pride's working. All right, brother.
We got plenty. I'm telling you, we got tons of Texas people. I mean, I'm serious. It's like every time I'm on a live with someone, they're like, I'm from Texas. I'm like, oh, good figure.
Yeah,
they're all from Texas, man.
Most of y'all states would fit inside our state and have extra room left over. So
I know, but one thing I
Makes
can't say
sense.
about Texas. I've been to Texas probably 30 times, and I've never had a bad time.
Yeah,
Never
I've been
had
to
a bad
Texas a few
experience.
times. I've never had a bad experience either.
Never
Dang
had
it,
a
why
bad
do I get bad
experience.
times in? I get lots
I
of bad
agree.
times.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've had plenty of bad times.
Yeah, and Coney, what is this? How the hell do you
Oh, I'm
pronounce
sorry,
that?
I took it off.
Nah, you're good, man. Go ahead, pull it back up. What is it? You.
Now I'm messing with you.
There you go. Kryptonian showed much heart by voicing his concerns that the smaller investor don't get screwed. Don't get screwed over. Got to respect that. And I agree with you. There's some things that have been going on in, Seifu and Esco and all that type of stuff that I don't necessarily agree with. And Kryptonian spoke out about it. And it actually got him banned in a few of the Discord. So he got banned from Vulcan Discord and Esco. Am I correct, Chris?
That's, yeah,
both of those. And
him and Chalk.
Yeah, him and Chalk Talk. And I don't necessarily think it warranted that. I think he spoke his mind. I think he spoke some truth. And I 150% back what he said. I think that the CEO of any project, for instance, if I'm the CEO or if I'm the leader of Property Flex and I come out here and I tell you guys how great it is, and then on the back end I start fucking with you guys and your money, I think that's bullshit. So I feel like the CEO, and I think we all know who I'm talking about, I think he had a responsibility and he didn't handle it properly. Let's just say that. I feel like, and I think I've made this analogy before, I feel like when you're the captain of the ship, I feel like you should go down with the ship if you created the problem that caused the hole in the ship that caused it to start to sink. But if you come out and you steal the lifeboat while everybody's shit's locked up and you roll the fuck out, that's wrong. I'm sorry. Right. That's not what a leader does. That's not what a CEO should do.
Yep. As you biker say,
I'm sorry, but me personally, I would never do that.
Yeah.
That's just not that's not in my realm of ethics. That's not in my realm of morals. I would never do that. I'm not saying that person, I mean, he did what he did and he has his reasons, I guess. But me personally, I would never do that. Right. That's just not something I would do. I feel like if I'm the captain and I'm leading the ship a certain way and that ship went awry and hit an iceberg, I'd go down with that ship.
Yeah. And like all of us, well, I don't ride anymore. We all used to ride or still ride. And
sure,
when you ride in a group of people, it's ride or die. It's
yeah,
all,
man. And that's just it. If I'm sitting here telling you one thing and things go awry, I'm not gonna go the opposite way, man. I'm gonna ride it out with whatever I told you. I'm gonna be a man of my word, and I feel that's been lost at some point. I feel that some people haven't done that, but yeah, I mean, I think this thing's been beat to death over the past couple of days, and I think people are finally coming out of it, thankfully, and who knows where the price of Seifu's gone and all that type of stuff. But I put $2,400 in at the last minute, and the shit's worth like $600 today. Am I happy about it? Not even a little bit. I think it's fucked up. I think that's real fucked up. And I would never do that to my people. I would never do that to the community. So, take that how you will.
I think that I think both of them are important to the community. I hope both of them find common ground, and I hope that it all works out for the best for both of them.
Agreed.
And everything like that.
Agreed.
I support Brian and his pursuit to launch a blockchain and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I think that's the other thing that I don't get, Chris, is I mean, why do you do all this bullshit when you're trying to launch a blockchain? Why?
Yeah, I don't get
why
all that. And
yeah.
but and my whole thought process on it is that this is the only thing I do. I'm not going to make excuses for Brian. I don't know Brian that well and everything like that, but I do know people and stuff. And my first inclination is that I know Kryptonian, and I know how Kryptonian. I know him personally, and I know how he feels, and I know that he's a man that stands for like injustice.
He's a man of principle,
right? And he sees this. And I really can understand Kryptonian's point of view, but when it comes to Brian, I really can't pass any kind of judgment or anything like that. My perception is this was all wrong. This is all wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I might be right, whatever, but it's hard for all of us because we don't see what Brian sees. And I've been a business owner where I've had to disappoint my employees,
and I've been there.
And they thought that
I've been there, man.
Was best, but it was like, look, I had to make this decision for everybody. I'm not saying that this is Brian's decision. Sure. I don't know.
No. I get what you're saying, and I've been in that position where I've had to make that tough decision that maybe my employees didn't understand at the time. And they didn't see the bigger picture and like, why the fuck is he doing that? And it probably looked crazy at the time when I was making that decision. Right. But at that time, it was for the overall good of the company and the overall good for my employees. But, from the outside looking in at what happened with the Seifu and the Esco stuff, I can personally say I bought in 10 minutes before the Esco launch time frame, which was 8 to 10 Eastern Standard Time. I bought in about 10 minutes before that, which was like $1.80 at that point. And I put $2,500 in. My shit's worth like $600 now, tops, if that.
I can't.
And I'm sitting here going, is it cool that the CEO who caused this issue, you and your team caused the issue, and you're going to sell and do that shit while my money is locked up? That to me is fucked up. That to me says you're a piece of shit. You're doing the complete wrong thing. And I can't defend that. Now, again, I don't know what the man's thinking or what he's, what the genius is behind that. But to me, you just cost me about $2,000 by fucking with my money and playing games.
And so all the other people too. Yeah,
that's not cool. Now I can afford to lose that kind of money, right? Because that was play money to me. But not everybody can. So at the end of the day, I sit back and I support Kryptonian, and I'm like, I get where you're coming from. I get what you're saying. It's the shit ain't right. Like to me, the captain goes down with the ship, especially when you created the fuck up. You steered the ship into the goddamn iceberg, and now you're taking off in the goddamn lifeboat, giving me the finger. That's bullshit. Yeah.
It came across like that. I don't know.
That's exactly how it came off. And to me, that was horseshit. So to me, again, I support Kryptonian. I know he got banned from the ESCO and the Vulcan Discord, and I feel like it was unwarranted for bringing up these things. And I know exactly who banned him. It was BL who banned him.
You're next, buddy.
I hope not, because I'm speaking from my heart. I'm speaking the truth. I'm speaking things that everyone else is thinking. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and say that this dude did the best thing for his community. I would never do that to my community. I would never do that to people that followed me into a project and spent money and said, hey, I'm going to follow you. I would never do that.
Yeah, but I don't think, and what you're saying is that I don't think that the position that you have, NR, and the position and what we're talking about here, I don't think Brian is going to like you were saying, banning NR would be next, because
I mean, I would hope not. And again, I
think
don't know where BL's mind is,
but
he
I
might
think
have some kind of master plan that I don't
Right.
see.
Right.
And that is possible. And if so, I'm completely wrong. And I'll come back out here and say, man, I'm wrong. I'll be the first one to step up to the mic and say, hey, I'm completely wrong. And this dude was a goddamn genius.
I don't think anybody's going to get banned on it if you have a constructive, respectful conversation about how you feel about certain issues and stuff. And I think that I thought that Kryptonian was doing that, but then I
thought so too. And even when Jason even came on to the live the night before Kryptonian got banned, and Jason was he even alluded to it was kind of a shit show with Esco, and I get where you're coming from, and this, that, the other, and Jason seemed to be kind of cool, not cool with everything, but he seemed to get it. He seemed to get that people had reservations about what happened. And I get that. And yeah, I get it. And I mean, I watched Daniel this morning. I saw Daniel say, I'm never going to go against BL and I'm never going to do this. And BL's a damn genius and this, that, the other. And I get the passion.
And
I get the passion, man.
No, the part where Daniel got very, very upset and all that kind of stuff. And he was like, go ahead.
I was adding him the same time. You were, brother.
Daniel got very passionate and was like, he didn't understand what Brian had put out. And then Daniel was getting very mad. And
I saw
Brian was like, look, I'm not going to come on while you're upset like that.
Yes.
And, in that kind of environment and basically get ambushed. And I understand what he's talking about.
I get it to a degree. Sure. But you created, but here's the other thing, man. You created that environment.
Right.
But
I think that's my whole point is I think that everybody needs to take a step back. I think Brian needs, and including Brian, everybody needs to step back and say, listen, Kryptonian, Chalk, these people
supporters
are
since day one.
These people are needed in the Vulcan safe food,
especially Chalk
community.
And Kryptonian. I mean, if I get banned, so be it. I hope I don't, because I love the Vulcan community. I love where we're going and what we're doing. I'm trying to launch a damn project on Vulcan, for Christ's sake. I've had some issues with what's been going on lately, and I don't think that's wrong.
Right.
I'm surprised you're on that roll. Did you guys see what I said in the Telegram?
I did not. Sorry.
I have had my title removed. I am no longer the TA guy. I am just a green title boy.
So you got from speaking out, which you've done.
I am now demoted. Yes, from speaking.
You've been demoted from TA guy to just regular fucking idiot, right?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Everyone in Discord has been voicing.
Wait,
like,
I'm a regular idiot. What are you talking about?
You know what I mean?
In the Stay Food Discord, I got that back in like July.
Yeah, but see, I don't think that's right. Now, I know you, Confirmant, have raised your voice a bit. You've raised some concerns about things that have been going on in the community. And I think we should be able to do that. Why not? Like, if you're banning people for bringing up shit that happens and things that we're speaking from the heart about, things that everybody has concerns about, because I know I'm not the only one that is saying these things.
This is the thing, and it isn't because of that. It's because I said that I'm not doing the TA on it because it's being manipulated.
Well, isn't it hard? Isn't it hard to do TA on it when it's manipulated?
Well, no shit, and that's what I was saying in there. I'm like, you need a psychology degree now to do it. I'm like, I can't do it, and that's what I said. I replied to the guy, and I was like, I do everything else. I'm like, I'm known to do everything. It's not just Seifu. So I'm like, the community still wants me, and I'm like, everyone is commenting and replying and saying like, I can't, you're gonna be the OG chartist, you're gonna be always there analyzing for us, or we're gonna go see you regardless. And I'm like, yeah, I know that, but for that simple reason that I'm not TAing it because of manipulation and get my role removed. I mean, I just thought that was interesting because I thought I was seeing something. I was like, what? I'm like, why is it this one? I'm like, why am I green?
Right.
But
well, I mean,
the thing is, that's what he was saying about NR, about he hopes he doesn't get. I mean, I'm just as intrigued. I wasn't kicked from the Discord, but now I just I don't have that role anymore. I'm just I'm a nobody.
Well, you are nobody, so
we're all. But I understand Confirmant, and I understand your point of view and all that and everything. But like I go back to the part about Kryptonian, Chalk, and now with you and everything like that, and with Brian, I think that we need all of you a part of this community. And I don't know if Brian knows that or not, but I have faith in what Brian's looking forward to in the future, his vision, all that kind of stuff. I don't agree with some of the things that he says, but then I don't agree with some of the things he says and some of the things he does. But at the same time, it's not an excuse or anything, but I don't see everything. So it's hard for me to put that out there. But whatever way it ends up being, I hope that Brian understands, and I hope you guys all understand that we all need you guys in this community. We need you in the community going forward. Yep. And I, as an outsider, and what I see, we're better off with all you guys, and we're better off with what you guys were doing for the community and going forward. I don't want you guys to be banned. I don't want you to be, to leave the community and move on and stuff like that. But I respect everybody's position and everything, but I would hope that some common ground is understood, everybody's back to normal, and all we're doing is focusing on the Vulcan blockchain, and well, the Seifu and Seifu Go launch and all that, and then, back to, seeing what the big picture is. But I hope, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen. But
right,
I mean, that's
what someone said. They're like, oh, maybe it'll be different over there in the Vulcan chat, and I was like, I never said I wasn't doing anything with Vulcan or Esco. Right. I'm like, I just wasn't doing Seifu, because what the hell is the point in charting something that's going up 75% in a day and then retracing 65% the next?
Right. And it's very difficult too, because you had such a lull there when the council had it, and it's like, you couldn't hardly do any kind of TA. I don't know how I could do it. And I do technical analysis.
I mean, the thing is, now you could do it right now. I mean, because it looks like Brian is playing at 100% to it. Like, if you were to draw a chart out, it is playing 100% to a standard, Fibonacci. Right. And a parallel channel. It does make sense, but I'm not going to come on here and tell you guys that it's organic how it's doing it, because it's literally starting at the bottom, flying to the top, coming right back down, and then rinse and repeating, top to bottom. And I'm not going to tell someone to do that.
Brian, sometimes I don't see how he could forget this, but maybe Brian forgets that his actions when he speaks in the Discord and stuff like that may or may not, he may not understand. I'm sure he does, but he doesn't think about it. But he reflects that. So if you do a technical analysis,
here's the other thing, man, is when Brian speaks, people react. When he says I'm dumping my shit, people go, "Oh my god!"
Well, that's my point.
They dump their shit too.
Confirmant does TA, right? And he puts it out there and everything like that. And you look at it and you're like, okay, I can see where he's going here. Okay, yeah, look at that. Right. And then Brian puts something out, whether it was intentional or not, or whether and the chart goes the opposite way. Then everything that Confirmant worked on is, it's out the window.
It's worthless. Unfortunately.
What's interesting, you guys think about this. Most cryptos, news doesn't do shit at all.
Yeah,
does not move it. You can have the best news. You could say that freaking United States is adopting Bitcoin as legal tender tomorrow, and the price will actually go down. That's how it works.
Agreed. No, I mean, I agree.
Well, and my point is that I honestly, bottom line is, I going forward, I mean, I don't know what we could do right now. I think that everybody's in the mindset now that want to hold their Seifu, want to go into the future. Hopefully everybody gets back up to where they can get some profit and everything like that, or get into Seifu Go. It seems like Brian's working that way. Things are I have a few questions. Don't get me wrong, and I'll follow up on those in the next couple of days. But I hope that I want everybody to just take a step back, realize the value that everybody brings to the table, and we move forward for an incredible, because we got missions, man. We got to get out there. We got to get Vulcan. We got to get it on the minds of people don't know about it. Brian's marketing and everything like that. We need to jump on board with his marketing and get out there, and we all need to branch out, and we're going to need all hands on deck for this stuff. And I know things were said, or he doesn't like this, he doesn't like that. She's here, it's like, okay, all right, I completely, everybody's point's valid, but let's pull it together. Let's get this stuff to get on the same page and move forward. We need Conferman's technical analysis definitely going into the future. We need that. We need Kryptonians, strong, intellectual type conversations and stuff. That's the way I feel about it.
He brings the, I wouldn't say opposition, but he brings that thing, you know what I mean? He brings that, let me question everything.
That bravado.
Man, 150%. And it gets people thinking, right? And I think that's a beautiful thing.
Right.
It is. So
Brian and Kryptonian and Chalk, Conferman, all of them make everything so much better for all of us.
150%.
All of us. And Brian may not see it, but at the same time,
and especially Chalk. I mean, she brings that. I mean, let's be honest. There's not a ton of women in crypto as it is,
right.
and she brings that aspect to where she could really help bring a ton more women to the space.
Yeah.
She really can. Yeah.
Her live at 3:00 this morning. I was awake.
Yeah.
She's like,
and she's a sweetheart, man. I mean, I love Chalk. I really do. Like, hopefully at some point I get to actually enjoy and go have some tea with her or something or whatever. I would love to do that.
Yeah,
My
I love
wife
Chalk.
And I maybe. Yeah, Chalk's a sweetheart. So
Chalk was saying last night though, this morning, that she's done and moved on.
Yeah, she's at that crossroads. I mean,
my whole thing.
As far as dealing with the certain people in the hierarchy,
I get it.
But you're still going to cover Vulcan,
right?
I
but
understand.
At the same time,
I get it.
At the same time, I don't think any of these positions that anybody have are bridges burned. Is what I say. I think this is like we can all get together. Not all of us. They don't want me involved, because then they'll be like, how come you're not on my side? How come I'm not? I'm on the best. What's best for the community and best for Vulcan. And I see Brian. It's good to have.
But Chris, you bring Brian, that.
We need.
You bring that not neutrality, but you bring that
Greek.
Wisdom.
Greek's
man.
neutrality.
Greek may be neutrality, but Chris, you bring that wisdom, right? You really do. And I listen to you when you speak. I listen, just so you know. Well, and I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. I really do.
Hope so. I hope I bring that, and I can understand Brian's point of view. I can, and people might be upset with me and be like, "What?
I'm not upset with you.
I understand Kryptonian's point of view. I understand.
So do I.
Chalk's.
I see both. Yeah,
Conferman.
I do too.
But the bottom line is, okay, guys, let's all bring it together. We have a common goal. We have a common goal. We want achievement. Everybody wants achievement. Not one of these people. Chalk's not going to come on here and be like, "Oh, I want Vulcan to fail."
She wants Vulcan to thrive.
Yeah.
She has a node. She has money invested in Vulcan. Of course, she wants it to thrive.
Yeah, and I hope Ryan and,
great point,
and
Chris.
Everybody and all of them see that, and they sit back and they go, you know what? Yeah, maybe I was a jerk, or maybe maybe I said the wrong things, or maybe I was not, I should have watched my words or whatever, or however I was wrong.
Sure.
Let me stand up and say, you know what? I'm willing to give it a try if you are. That's all. We got a common goal. We want to make this a great blockchain. Bam. And I'm telling you, we are a better community with all of us. All of us.
Agreed.
I mean,
united, we
every
win.
last one. We need Terry's YouTube channel needs to be over 1,000, man. Definitely. He needs to be monetized. He needs to be, I need to be up there. I need to be able to reach everybody I possibly can with Vulcan and just get all these eyes on it. And with Brian's marketing campaign and us as a community, we can knock this out of the park. That's my point of view. And you know what? If you don't like it, I don't care because I'm gonna keep telling.
And then we take it off the bank.
You're right, man. You're 100% right, man.
I love them all, and I hope they all do well.
You truly are. And again, Chris, that's why I love you, man. I love you, and you bring that. You bring that solidity, that stabilization. You bring that knowledge, and again, man, when you speak, I listen.
I hope so. I hope everybody does because I think it's important. We are going to be so successful in everything we do if we use the people around us that have the same common goals.
Chris, you're the dad I never had.
You're the son I never knew I had.
Never wanted. No,
there you go. No, I'm serious, man. Like my dad is a piece of shit, man. So you really are. You are the dad I never had, man.
I hate to hear that, man, because
did you guys see that comment? This
is what it is, man. Is what it is. But
what'd you say, compliment?
I think it's by Akenio.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. In here, I was thinking you were talking somewhere else. Compliment's awesome. Watch him.
Of course, Compliment's gonna have you pull that one up.
Awesome. Hey, I don't get any comments on my videos anymore. Okay, except
I'm just fucking with you,
I
dude.
get.
Wait, one. I love you, brother. You know that.
So he says maybe Brian can watch Spider-Man so he can hear Uncle Ben.
With great power comes great responsibility. Exactly. And that's kind of been my point. Is look, I get it, and I don't know what the fuck Brian's game is. I don't know what he's trying to play at, but at the end of the day, when I spend $2,500 to buy Seifu before the Esco launch, and we're talking 5 to 10 minutes before Esco launch, and then you fucked up the Esco launch, like, let's be honest, you fucked up the Esco launch. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You fucked it up. There's no argument there, correct? He fucked it up. His team fucked it up. Somebody fucked it up. It was fucked up, right? So then while my money is locked up and I'm waiting to get my Seifu back that I spent $2,500 on, you're fucking with my money. And when I get it back, my $2,500 is worth $500.
Yep.
That's fucked up. I'm sorry. You can spin it however you want. You can say whatever you want. Daniel can come on and him and Hall and say he's a genius and he's this and that. You fucked my money up. You took my $2,500 and made it $500 by fucking around with the money. You fucked up. Well, you can't argue with that. You fucked up. And then you ban my boy Kryptonian for speaking out. You're a dick at that point. I'm sorry. You're a dick.
Well, with that, and
you can shave your head, you still look like a dick.
Oh, now you're being personally insulting him.
Sorry.
The bottom line is that I
fucked with my money. Now I'll be okay.
Right.
But you fucked with my money. You fucked with my money. You fucked with everyone else's money. And then you have everyone else's money locked up in Vulcan. So you come out and people are like, oh, it's okay. Because you have their money locked up in Vulcan. So people are like, oh, it's okay. And yeah, Brian's a genius and he's this and he's that. But no, he fucked with people's money in Esco while you literally fucked with the money while it was locked up. That's not what a leader does. That's not what a leader of a project does.
Oh, no, in the comments.
You fucked up. You fucked with the money. And then even more so, everybody's got their money locked up in Vulcan, so you continue to fuck with the money. That's a dick move.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Okay, listen, I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you at that
There's
point.
no ifs, ands, or buts, Chris. You fucked with the money while my money was locked up. I can't do shit, right? My money's locked up. My $2,500 is locked up. When I get it back, it's worth $500 because of your antics, right? You're a dick. You did that. Now I can't say shit because you got my other money locked up in Vulcan. I mean, you're a dick at that point.
Well,
am I wrong?
Well, I don't believe that. I'm not here to. This is not the point that I want to try to make, though. This is not the point that I want to try to make. And I understand your point of view, and I do. But my point of view is that I've been trying to tell people that you got your Seifu. There was some craziness going on and everything like that. Hold your Seifu.
But why was the craziness? The craziness was because of an individual.
Listen, but I cannot.
Let's be honest.
I cannot defend or get on Brian about that because, like I was telling you before,
but you can say it's one person's fault.
It looked bad. It looked bad. It looked bad.
Really bad.
I don't see the whole picture, and that's my issue. Is that I've made decisions before that I know my employees were like, dude, this sucks. And I'll be like, but it's for the greater good.
And I'm sorry, I shouldn't. Brian's right. I apologize, Brian. I should not have made the insult. I apologize. That was completely wrong of me, and I will admit that. That was just wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm a man. I'm a man.
Insults, man.
And I'll own that. Now, that was wrong, and I'll own that. So I apologize. And that is completely wrong of me. And I'm a dick for saying that. And I'll own that. No, I know. Look, man. Hey, look, man. I get it. I've been drinking all day, so I apologize. That was a dick move. And I was a dick. So I apologize.
But
and I can admit when I'm wrong.
My point is, and I know that we get to talk and all that kind of stuff. I know it was very difficult the last couple of days. It's very, very difficult. And people, and your points are, a lot of people have those points. And I understand it. And I hope that with the way that Brian has changed things, people still have their Seifu. They're able to recoup what they lost. They're able to move forward. People like
I get that, but that shouldn't even be a thing. Like it shouldn't even.
But it is a thing.
What I mean? It is a thing, but it shouldn't have been, and that's kind of my point. And again, I'm a dick for saying what I did, and I'll own that. And it's just, I don't know, man. I just, like I said, I lost $2,000 in the scheme of things, and I'll be okay. Lost $2,000, big deal. But I lost $2,000 because he was fucking around. He was fucking around and saying, oh, I'm going to sell. Oh, I'm not going to sell. And you did that while your investors, while the community that loves you and trusts you invested their money, and their money was locked up, and you were just fucking around. Like, to me, that's inexcusable. I would never do that. Never in a million years would I do that with people's money. If you gave me your money to invest in Property Flex or in whatever the fuck I was doing, I would never do that. It's just wrong. I'm sorry. The shit is just wrong. You fucked with the bag. You know what I'm saying? It's just wrong. And you can't sit here and make any excuses, and you can't have Prado come on and him and Hall and say this, that, the other, and you dumbass and blah, blah. The shit is just wrong. You don't do that while your community's money is locked the fuck up. You don't do that. It's wrong. As the leader of a project, as the CEO, you don't do that, man. And if I'm wrong, come in here and tell me I'm wrong, please. You were just in the comments. Please join the live. I'll send you the link. Tell me I'm wrong. You don't do that shit, man. You took my $2,500, made it $500. Again, I'll be okay, but not everybody will. Other people put money in that they can't afford to lose, and you fucked with it. Marketing genius or not, you fucked up, dude. Just come out and say, hey, I fucked up. It's not right. Am I wrong, Chris? Crypto Terry, Confirmant? Am I wrong?
I'm not. I don't think that you're wrong, but honestly, tell you my honest truth, I think you're going about it wrong.
Fair enough. So explain why.
Well, I think that in our position and like having this live and everything like that, I think that I know you have frustrations, but to me personally, if I had those frustrations that you have, which a lot of them are very valid, and I'm not discounting that at all. On a stage that we're on, I would personally have that conversation with him, and I'd reach out to him and be like, I'd be telling him that to him, and maybe that falls on deaf ears or whatever, and I try that avenue. If I wasn't able to do that avenue, then
but look what happens when somebody speaks out. Kryptonian speaks out and gets banned.
My point is that you're speaking out, but okay, speaking out,
and I'm sure I'll be banned tomorrow, which is horseshit. But because I love this community, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, man.
And that's my point.
I just feel like I get it, and I don't want to be banned, and it sucks because I get it. I just feel like what Brian did was wrong. And I'm saying it out loud. I feel like what he did was wrong while everyone's money was locked up. Now, whether he has a greater purpose for it or not, maybe he does, and he is a marketing genius and I'm missing it. But I feel like what he did was kind of fucked up. And I'm saying it out loud, and I'm not ashamed or afraid to say it if that gets me banned. And I think that's kind of where Kryptonian was going with it as well. Like, the shit was kind of fucked up. As a leader, you don't do that. Again, as the captain, you go down with the ship. If you steered it into an iceberg, you go down with that ship. You don't jump on a lifeboat and say, peace out. But that's what he did. You know what I mean? He came up with ESCO. ESCO failed when it launched. You locked my money up, and then you sunk it. You took my $2,500 and made it $500 and then gave it back to me and said, here you go. Like, that's horseshit. I'm sorry, it is.
Yeah.
You can't spin that any other way.
I agree with you on a lot of your positions, but like I said, I don't agree with them all. And my position
so tell me what you don't agree with.
I think that my first move in this whole situation would be to try to talk to Brian individually. And then then maybe Brian would have some type of a conversation with you and you'd be like, damn, I didn't even think about that. Maybe not. Maybe he wouldn't even have a time of day with you. Okay. All right. You went down that avenue and everything like that. And then you moved on to, something else and had that discussion. When Kryptonian was in that live with Daniel, Kryptonian, he's very passionate about the community, and he felt that this was hurting the community. And I know you felt the same way too. And you guys got the emotions got in there, and you're like, look, this is wrong. And I can understand that. But my point is that I would try to have the position of, I'm going to talk to him about this and everything like that. That's when I got on there, my point of view was like, look, I know that this sounds crazy and all this stuff's going on, but this is a buying opportunity. Okay. This is where you can step in here and you can recoup your losses, and you can DCA, and you can make some profit off this, and it'll go. Things were going all over the place and everything was going on. And my point of view was, okay, let everything settle first and try to get a good position. If you don't want to be a part of Safe Food, get to a point where you can sell that you feel comfortable with, or just take your losses and go. And my point was that when I was talking about that, it was like nobody wanted to hear it. because they had all their emotions tied up into it. Okay.
Well, here's the thing, Chris. I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I'm a rational person,
Right. Right.
and I usually I try to see both sides of every situation. But what you're saying is, okay, it's a buying opportunity, but I already lost $2,000 while my money was locked up, and this fool's over here playing games.
Right. And that's my point. That's my point, that you're thinking about what on your unrealized losses. And my
Not unrealized. So what is my Seifu worth right now?
Well, I would imagine it's half.
Exactly.
Right. So it's probably about
But
half.
I couldn't do anything with it at that time. So
Right.
I put in 2,500.
Right.
And I got back shit because of someone's antics.
Right.
At that point, why the antics? Like, that's my point.
That
Like,
I cannot defend, or I cannot. I can't even be a
get
part
that,
of
and
that.
dude, I'm the type of guy that will sit back and like I said, man, I shut the fuck up and I sit there and listen to everything that you just said, and I get it, and I get what you're saying, and I could invest some more money and potentially have a buying opportunity. And I listened to Dan's shit earlier, and I listened to Brian speak earlier, and yeah, there is a potential that Seifu will be $10 or maybe more, and I get all that, but in the short term, it doesn't look good. Yeah. It's not a good look for outside investors. And it puts a little bit of a stain on Vulcan, and I hate to say it, but it does.
Well, in my position is, and I see what you're saying, and I know it's crazy to think this. To me, it's crazy.
Sure.
But with all this stuff, all the things that happen and everything like that, now is the time to pull together. That's my point of view.
I agree. No, I agree with you. I do. I sincerely agree with you, and I see the vision of Vulcan. But at the same time, I sit there and say, then why Esco? Why are you doing this shit?
Right.
Why? Like, why? It doesn't make much sense. You should be focusing on launching the blockchain with your team, but then I get this bullshit where you cost me.
I think there's it sounds corny, man, but
not at all, man. I'm listening, brother. Trust me. And I'm not saying I don't have faith, because I do. Yeah. Obviously, I've got hundreds of thousands of dollars invested in Vulcan. Right. So for me coming out and saying this, it's again, I'm probably going to be banned, or I'm probably going to be this or that, and it is what it is. I hope not, but
well, if that happens to you, man, I'm going to be doing the same thing. I'm going to be.
I just don't get it, man.
We don't need. I think, like you admit, you apologize for. Saying,
I did. I was a dick, and again,
you can be upset with people's actions and stuff like that, and like I think, yeah, you
and
like,
maybe I don't, and maybe that's it. Maybe I don't see the bigger picture.
Right.
Maybe that's it.
I don't see that either. So then I'm on your page with that, dude.
But in the interim, it doesn't look good. Right. You know what I mean? Like Moki Crypto says right here. Like, I agree with that statement. Brian is a master, but the manipulation has to stop. Mm-hmm. Like, I agree with that statement. Like, Brian, you are a master, man. Like, you're good at what you do. Like, you're a legend. I agree. But the manipulation has to stop as people's money is locked up and they can't do a thing. Like, they're helpless. And it's just tanking because of what you're doing. That's not cool. That's not what a leader does. That's not what a CEO does. And believe me, I've owned companies. I've been that guy. I've been the guy that everyone looks to. That's not what you do.
All right. I agree with you. And I don't have any kind of I don't have any kind of a reason that I could think of on that. I don't know the whole story, but I do know that for the best thing for the community is try to minimize any kind of losses when that stuff's going on, and to maximize any kind of profits that they would see. Like we're saying, these are 8 to 5 people. You know, these are working class people. I don't want them to lose money. I want them to make money. And as a trader and someone that's traded in Forex and seen manipulations and things like that, these things, whether they're intentional or not, whether they whatever Brian was doing or whatever, they came across like they were manipulating the chart. Okay, people were getting they're losing and losing and losing and losing, and my point was to try to minimize that loss. But I probably didn't say it good enough, and I probably didn't do as good as I could have. But my point now is, it's like, okay, these things, there are scars, you know, these are deep wounds. People are upset, and there's nothing is scarred over or anything like that. I would hope that we could all find common ground. We could all come in together, because if you take every one of us, even you take Brian and put him in the mix, every one of us want to see a successful blockchain launch.
Sure.
And my point is,
I agree.
And you know,
and I think we'll have that. I told you guys about an hour ago I had to go. So this will be like my final thoughts. You guys take them with what you will, and you can roast me later, or you can, you know, whatever. We'd never do that, Chris. We'd never do that, man.
I hope not, dude. Because
we'd love you, man.
Yeah, I love you guys. I think we're great. We all have so many common goals, and it's hard. This is going to make you probably going to piss tons of people off. Okay, but
you're going to piss tons of people off.
I think I am. I think they're probably. I'll probably lose.
I'm going to drink. I'm going to drink to that before you piss a bunch of people off.
I think that Brian agrees with everything that we say about the blockchain and the future. He's on the same page with us there.
I would think you're right.
That's the common ground that we can all establish on. And, you know, we can have a beer down the road with Brian and everybody and be like, man, that was crazy when Kryptonian got blocked. You know, that was crazy when NR was like, you know, upset, and Chalk, whatever, and Chris was acting stupid, you know. And that's where I hope we can get. And I really feel that in my heart, because
I hope you're right.
We all have that Vulcan. We want Vulcan to be successful, and we want what Brian wants. And I can see us all being like, you know what, Brian's crazy. Man, that dude is batshit crazy, but I'm honest.
Crazy. He is a crazy dude, man. Brian is a crazy dude, man.
He's getting there.
He is. He definitely is. And
Brian,
he definitely is, man.
You know, we're all crazy, and Brian's crazy in his way. So this is good. That's another thing we got in common. We're all crazy. So we want Vulcan, and we're crazy.
And actually, I gotta say, I know I was a dick earlier, but he actually does look better bald. I ain't gonna.
I think he does too. When you
he does, man. Like he does.
I saw pictures.
I was being an asshole earlier, but he does look better bald.
I saw pictures.
He does.
I saw pictures or video of him from a few years back.
He looks tough bald. Like he looks
like you know. Yeah. Back then, I didn't think about it. I was just that's Brian, you know.
Yeah, I was being a dick earlier, and I apologize. But
yeah, and he was now he's all bald, and I'm like, you know what? I like him better now.
Nah, I agree. It's a good look for him. I
think that's a good thing, because you know, a lot of people. I'm starting to lose my hair. I mean,
I'm thinning. I'm thinning as well, man. Yeah. I'm like 45. I'm starting to thin.
Well,
I get it.
He was saying that he was thinning, and it just looked better if he, you know, shaved it all off. And you know what? A lot of people can't do that, man. I mean,
a lot of people cannot pull that off. But I agree. He does look. He does pull it off. I agree. I'll say that. So I apologize for what I said earlier. I'll be a man. I'll own it.
Yeah, I'm proud of you for that.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah,
you're like the dad I never had. I swear. You really are.
It's hard to take the fight out of the guy from the fight fighting in the street.
I'm serious about that, Chris. My dad was a real piece of shit, man. Like, I was 8 years old. I can remember him sitting next to me doing cocaine and stuff. And like, you're the dad I never had, man. You're the dad I should have had. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Well, have I ever told you my story about my first years when I was born?
Go ahead. Let it ride. Let's hear it.
I don't know if I've ever told anybody about this. I don't know if anybody ever even cares, but
I care.
When I was born, I lived in a trailer.
Okay.
With my other sisters and my mom, and we lived outside of a penitentiary. And for the first 4 years of my life, my dad was in a penitentiary in Florida. And then we got out and we moved somewhere else, and we kept moving, and we were doing all these different things. And he just went from one penitentiary to the other. Then he finally got out years later, and he died homeless on the streets. It's like, I never hardly got any time with my dad or anything like that. So I tried to make a life about trying to be a better person, and something like that. I don't know. So, but I think, I may have pissed somebody out. I saw something banned. I think.
Oh, okay. Brian made a comment, and I appreciate that. He said, "I accept your apology, NR. You are unbanned from Discord, but like Chris said, approaching me directly would have been the way. Kryptonian, though, is not a friend of mine, unfortunately. So,
does he mean he's not a friend, like where he could have messaged him or something? Is that what he's talking about?
I'm guessing, but I will certainly reach out to you, Brian, on a personal level. I will definitely reach out to you, and I appreciate you accepting my apology. Like I said, man, I'm human. I make mistakes just as well as everybody else, and I think we've been down this road before, you and I. Actually, we've had this conversation once before, I believe. So I appreciate that, Brian. And I'll certainly reach out to you, and we can speak on a personal level.
Yeah, that's the way it should be.
I can say that.
That
should go both ways. I'm going to say that to Brian too. Right. If you're gonna do something, you should say, "Hey, by the way, I'm going to do this because you're not doing this." All right, cool. I understand.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Like, that lets me know Brian's human. You know what I mean?
But it goes back to my point. It's a point that I'm trying to make, is that I truly believe that Brian feels, and I'm not talking.
And honestly, Chris, you're probably right. Before me voicing my opinions out here in the public, I probably, and not that a ton of people are watching, because I think we don't have many viewers, but at the end of the day,
nobody watches me.
Exactly. Me too, man. I'm right there with you. I get
Brian's our only viewer. We're having this whole conversation.
I get like 30, 40 viewers. I'm like, yeah. But at the end of the day, I probably should have reached out to Brian on the back end and said, "Hey, this is how I'm feeling. This is what you did, and this is how I'm feeling about it." And I mean, I know a lot of other people in the community are feeling that way. So kind of why I said it. But, at the end of the day, I'll be glad to have a conversation with you, Brian, on the back end. I appreciate you accepting my apology. That lets me know you're human, that you're a man. But man. Thanks.
You know what it lets me know? What it lets me know about, I think that I'm not speaking for Brian at all. So don't think I am. And I would never even infer that.
And again, I've made, let's just say this, I've made many mistakes in my life, but I've learned from each and every one of them.
Right.
And
but your points are valid. Your points are valid. I mean, you probably, that's wrong, but I'm not speaking for you. I'm not speaking for Brian, but I'm speaking for, as a member of this community, I think Brian sees it, and I think you see it, and I hope Kryptonian sees it, and Chalk. I hope all these people see this, and they say, "You know what? I acted too rash. I was whatever. Maybe we can find common ground, because we all really want Vulcan and our Vulcan community to be successful." And like I said, when Brian's doing his marketing and all that kind of stuff, all these you influencers, YouTubes, all that stuff. We need to be able to branch out and take the message out there to all these people, and we need everybody. And I think Brian, replying to you and stuff like that, and being able to have a discussion. That's another thing too. Brian's able to have a discussion with you about when you were pretty upset and everything like that. He was able to come back and say, "Hey, you know what? I accept your apology." Where it goes
I appreciate
from now,
that.
I don't know.
That takes a man,
right?
Like I give him that. It takes a man to say, "I accepted your apology," because he could have said, "You know what? Fuck you, NR." Like he could have been that guy, but he didn't. He said, "I accept your apology, and we can have a conversation." And
I wanted to go back to this though.
It takes a real man. Not only does it take a real man to accept his mistakes and his shortcomings, but it takes a real man like Brian just did to accept it at that point.
To forgive others. Forgive others
and
stuff
no
like
doubt.
that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go back to this
150%.
message right here. Mint is like, but now you are a great dad to your $5. See that? 5 daughters. Yeah, that's awesome.
I try. Yeah. I mean, I'm good. My
the
little
way you
one
talk
actually
about
just
your daughter.
yeah, man. My little one actually just had a little dance competition thing. It was cool. Yeah, yesterday.
That's
cool.
awesome. And those are the things that are important, I believe.
Yeah, man.
I'm
no
excited
doubt.
about that.
Yeah, it was cool.
But I say we go through a few comments and then we wrap it up. I mean, unless you got more that you want to talk about or you want to.
I mean, whatever you guys want. I mean, we are going on 3 hours and 40 minutes. So
I told you guys an hour ago I was getting off.
Right. We've been going for a minute. Confirmation, you got anything, brother? I mean, I know you just joined not too long ago. So
Slumdog Millionaire is group hug. Yeah.
Not too much. I've just been observing you guys. Just
the family is back.
He's watching us.
We always appreciate you, brother. We always appreciate you.
Confirmant's always there, and he's always doing something, man. He's always doing something for the community.
He is.
My wife is like listening to you talking, and it's like basically she's shaking her head because that's how I get. I didn't get that way because I wasn't really involved in. I didn't spend any money. And she's like, "You shut your mouth."
It's not even about the money, man.
No,
because again, the money I can spare.
By the way, Seifu is almost at $1. It's at 99.17.
She always tries to tell me to calm down before I talk because
I have honestly, Terry, you and your wife are examples because sometimes I do need to take a step back and calm down before I open my mouth. I think this is a classic
all of
example.
You guys to look at the screen right now.
Yeah,
he's a hypnotist. Watch.
See what Mookie's saying? Chris, please stop. Being right is really getting old. See, I'm telling you, I'm always right, man. And I got proof right there. I got
my wife's
right there.
Me too.
You hear my wife?
You are.
Say it again, Laurie.
Me too.
She's always right.
You're always right too. I know it's tough. Your wife and I we're on the same page.
No, you guys, you really are. She was saying almost everything you were saying, Chris, as you were saying it, or even before you said it when you're bringing NR off the ledge a little bit. I mean, to focus his thought process.
It wasn't even off the ledge. Like I'm not that upset. It's kind of just the point of things. You know what I mean? Like
we're the same person, man. So
we've had conversations. Yeah.
So it's,
all right,
man. And he wouldn't be the
and Chris.
Without his
I
dad.
appreciate you, man. I appreciate all you guys.
I know
you guys. Honestly, surrounding myself with you guys makes me a better man. I'll say that.
And
I appreciate you guys.
So
my wife made a comment.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah. And that goes for the community too. And
exactly.
with Brian and Jason and everybody, all of us together, working together to be for the blockchain, all that stuff, it makes us better people. It
150%, Chris.
And we need every last one of us. We need all of us. And you know what? Terry, you're going to piss me off, and I'm going to talk to you about it, and we're going to work it out, and we're going to still do good.
Yeah, I'm going to slap him.
I'll take a beating. I mean,
Yeah.
when I deserve it, I take it. You know.
Yeah.
I'll be like calling your wife up. Go ahead, smack him.
Yeah.
Yeah, she don't. She'll do it for real.
Yeah. All right. Well, I am completely wiped out, guys. I was out
Yeah.
eating all day long, and I was just coming on for a little bit, but I'm excited that we got to hang out.
A little bit.
Yeah. Good Lord.
Yeah, man.
Daniel had the right idea, man.
Almost 4 hours later. Yeah.
Daniel went to bed a couple hours ago, so
I was gonna say I can't believe we've been going for almost 4 hours. And
my wife wants me to tell you something. You ready?
Please do.
No matter where you came from and who your dad was or was not, without that life experience, you wouldn't be where you are today.
Fair enough. And she's right. You know,
But
he
I get it too. I grew up with the absentee dad. I mean,
yeah,
not
he
what
and
you were, but
he and the stuff that I've been through made me the man that I am today. So
it helps you focus.
she's very
differently.
right.
That's awesome.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
But she wants you
So
to hear
tell
that.
your wife. I said, thank you.
Anybody
She's
got
watching.
any last words or anything like that? You
She's
want
right
to
here.
talk
Well,
about?
she's right. Where's it? I can't do this.
I'm over here.
She's to my. She's to
No.
my right, right here.
Well, thank you, Crypto Terry's wife. You are 150% right. Yep.
She has to remind me of things like that too. She's like, dude,
Yeah,
look at your family. Where'd you
dude, a good woman in your life. I mean, my honestly, without my wife, I'd be nothing. She's my ride or die, man. She makes me the man that I am, 150%. Yeah.
Yeah, don't
My
you
wife
just
always
love
says,
Slumdog?
"How did you turn out the way you turned out? Look at your family, Terry." I'm like, I don't know.
Yep.
Then I got 30
Yep,
years of her being
exactly.
my best friend, so that's probably why.
Exactly.
a big chunk of it.
Exactly. And again, I will publicly apologize to Mr. Legend. Do apologize for what I said. And I hope we can have a private conversation. You obviously know how I feel, and appreciate you accepting my apology, and that means a lot as well. You know, that shows me the type of person that you are. So yeah.
Awesome. On
No
that
doubt.
note, I'm gonna close it out. Let's do the outro. Take care, guys. Thanks for joining us.